what's that little line there? Hello, guys. That is really bugging me now. There's a line there. What is that? I hope you are doing well. We are finally back to playing this. Where's my content? It's here. It's here. Hold on. There's a line. I don't know if you can see it. It's not because of that. That's really bothering me now. I don't think it's that. No, it's not that. Not that. I don't know what the line is. Also, I'm not playing Assassin's Creed. I get all prepared like before stream, and then it's always something that happens. Ah, there it is. Apparently it's the Pokemon team thing. Right. Right. Should be shown on stream now. Okay. Right, we're back to playing Lamplight City. I was supposed to do it on Saturday, but stuff happened. Yeah, we'll continue later. I'm trying to remember what happened last time.
Seems Mr. Dupray is a Bollingworth man. Maybe he's not so bad after all.
Maybe. I wish I was like a last time on thingy thing.
Jean probably wouldn't appreciate you snooping through his things while he's watching.
Probably what happened was I think we accused him, and then
we haven't got anything else to ask him about.
Beaten by his wife.
We haven't got anything else to ask him about right now.
Okay. I'm trying to remember, but I've got to get back on track now. I've got to go every single person again.
That nest is full of eggs. But where's the mother bird?
Perhaps she abandoned it.
Always assuming the worst, aren't you, Miles?
Yep. Move the microphone down a bit. There we go.
These crypts are reserved for future generations of Chestertons to rot in.
There are only 3 left.
Then let's hope the Chestertons aren't opposed to spending eternity cozied up to one another.
2 personalities. Oh, he at the start of the game he accidentally killed. His partner was being grabbed by like killer guy, and well, not killer, but like guy was robbing the place, and he shot his partner. So he's basically haunting you till you basically solve who the person was.
We haven't anything to discuss right now, Fordham. Come back when you've got something for.
Okay, so we've got nothing there either. I don't really want to use. I don't know if we've got a hint, and I don't know if I really want to use a hint. Let's try the university again. Try and go back and retrace some steps in it.
Hello again, Miss Montgomery. Mind answering a few more questions?
Hello, Mr. Fordham. Not at all.
Dupray's letter.
Did your mother try to get you withdrawn from the university?
As a matter of fact, she did. Just another one of the many ways she tried interfering with my life.
What happened, exactly?
Mother wrote the university requesting that I be withdrawn. I found out about it when the enrollment office contacted me. I couldn't believe it at first. I thought it was some sort of mistake, but then they showed me the letter.
I take it you were upset.
More than upset, Mr. Fordham. I was furious. I was trying to make a real life for myself. One that wasn't about dresses or debutante balls or fending off suitors. I'd been given the chance to make something of myself, and Mother was ready to bring it all crashing down, just because she didn't agree with it.
But in the end, you're still here.
Yes, Jean stepped in and fixed everything. He didn't have to do it, but it was very good of him. I'm afraid that was the beginning of the end of my relationship with Mother. We never really managed to fix things after that.
No more questions for now.
Then if you don't mind, I have work to do.
Fordham, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Wait, what am I saying? Of course you are.
Actually, no.
Madame Dupray has been interfering with Juliet's studies and disapproved of her relationship with Martin, hence their falling out. Plus, the information in Juliet's notes about ethericity, putting animals into a death-like trance, seems awfully suspicious. It's enough to establish both means and motive. That's plenty to consider her a suspect.
Let's go and check on her. Right, where do they live? On the cabin. Oh, so we can't go back. Can we not go back there yet? No.
Nothing else to ask him right now. He hasn't got much time. He's watching you.
Yep, nobody in there. Might as well go back home see if the wife's still not there. Okay, so this place
Welcome back, Mr. Fordham.
can't afford them.
She's not gonna...
Okay, come on. Pre-mana. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Can I save? I can't remember what the button is to save.
With her vast...
Yeah, save.
This quack has... Her eyes are glazed over, and she's... If we didn't know she'd been buried alive, I'd say she was just...
Back to him then.
As amusing as it is...
But don't know where to go. Don't know where to go. Right. Instead, person to find out more go on to the hand up to excuse me. Upton. No Upton. Let's go back to the cemetery.
Dale Chesterton, Sarah Janes, Desmond, John, William Arthur, Celine.
Wait a minute. This is
Okay.
Celine, the maid.
There we go, that's what we're looking for.
Somehow a piece of paper got wedged into the side of the vault.
Suspicious. Use tweezers on the paper.
Carefully now. Got it! Nice work, Fordham. Now to see what this is.
I didn't want to yank it as much as I wanted to.
Interesting.
Leaving notes for the dead. How very touching. I wonder if anyone has left me one at my grave.
Quiet, Bill. I need to think. We know this note is likely from Guy. Now we just need to figure out where to find him.
Is there anything on the other side of that piece of paper?
Bill, you're a genius.
I wouldn't give me all the credit just yet.
Let's see. A
Jeez.
receipt for an extended stay at the Stun Arms. Does that sound familiar at all?
Vaguely. But I can't recall anything off the top of my head.
Looks like we'll have to do a bit more searching.
Cool. Nice. Okay, alright, let's leave. Okay, guess looking at casebook does help. What we turn up to and find out where the Stun Arms is. Go to coffee house maybe. She'll ask. It's a long shot. We'll ask.
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm
There we
listening.
go.
I wanted to go over the case with you.
Okay, what have you got?
I found this note in the Chesterton tomb. I think it was left by the person who attacked Madame Dupray.
Nice work. Sounds like you're about ready to wrap things up.
I will be as soon as I find him. Take a look at the other side of it.
Part of a receipt for a hotel?
Yes, but the name is only partially visible at the bottom.
Stun Arms. The only hotel that comes to mind is the Boston Arms in
go.
Chumley.
Of course! I knew the name sounded familiar. The stories I could tell you about that place. Not right now.
You're helpful as always, Upton. Thank you.
Good luck, Fordham. I hope you find your suspect.
Wait, he's talking to him. But
That's enough about the case for now.
Okay.
talking to the ghost when no, he's noticed like,
That's it, I think.
suspiciously
Then you'd
talking.
better get back to it.
Right. Hey.
Who is it?
Be gentle.
I'm Miles Fordham, a private investigator. It's extremely important I speak with you, Mr. Dumas.
Private investigator.
Get the fuck out.
What do you want?
Just to talk. May I come in?
Yes, I suppose so.
I found your note in St. Denis Cemetery. Care to explain what it means?
How did you...
I'm a private investigator, Mr. Dumas.
I have
That's what I do.
tweezers.
Now we can either do this the easy way or the hard way. It's up to you.
Both.
I left that note for Celine. I didn't think anyone would ever find it.
So it was you who attacked Madame Dupray.
Yes. Yes, it was me. I confess.
I can't remember the last time a suspect actually confessed. If only they were all like this.
But please, Mr. Fordham, you have to understand. The woman is evil. If only you knew what she did. Please, don't arrest me, Mr. Fordham. You have to know the truth about Madame Dupray.
Relax, Mr. Dumas. I'm not going to arrest you just yet. I'm perfectly willing to hear your side of the story. Now let's take this nice and slow. Shh.
I'm going to do Lou really quickly, so bear it back. I'm back. Alright, let's carry on. My hair looks messy today. Washed it so it's all fluffy now. Madame Dupray.
What can you tell me about Madame Dupray?
She seemed like a nice woman at first, but after working for her, I came to know how awful she truly was. When no one was around, she would beat me and some of the other servants for fun, say the most cruel things, call us horrible names.
Why didn't you just leave?
She threatened us, told us she would make it impossible for us to get work anywhere else.
Possible.
It's already difficult enough getting a job that doesn't force you to operate those awful machines. To be blacklisted by Madame Dupray would have been the final nail in the coffin.
How did you come to be employed by Madame Dupray?
I used to work in an iron factory in Chomley, but a few years ago, they brought in some steam machines to help production. One of the machines had a problem, and my friend Connor and I were assigned to fix it.
I'd laugh if
We
it
had
was my
no
friend
idea
Gabe.
what we were doing, but we wanted to keep our jobs. I don't know what happened, but the next thing I knew, Connor was dead, and I was badly hurt. I swore never to go near one of those machines again. After I got better, I spent a few months looking for work, but it was impossible to find any jobs that didn't involve steam tech. Then I found out about Madame Dupray. Working at her home seemed like an improvement. I had a decent bed to sleep in. The work was not difficult, and I even made friends with her daughter. But Madame Dupray soon showed her true nature.
Celine Dion.
Tell me about Celine.
Oh, my dear Celine. She was the most beautiful thing I ever saw. We were going to get married, you know. Then that devil killed her. She
Who?
beat her to death in front of me.
Oh,
I was powerless to do anything.
Oh dear.
Please, Mr. Fordham, I don't want to remember. Let us speak of something else.
Let's leave. This is a terrible.
Do you
case.
know Albert Martin?
No. Who is that?
He's Juliet's lover, falsely accused of the crime you committed.
I had no idea.
Are you going to let an innocent man die because of what you did?
No. No, of course not. I suppose things got out of hand.
Yeah.
It was not my intention for someone else to take the blame for my actions.
Dupray's death.
So why did you attack Madame Dupray in the way you did?
I knew
I
that
keep
if I
saying
went
Dupray,
to her
it's
home and
Dupray.
killed her, I would be caught and thrown in jail. I needed to find a way to do it quietly and not make anyone suspicious. Also, I wanted her to suffer for what she did to my Celine. I had read about toxic
I liked
plants in
Titanic.
Juliet's
She
schoolbooks,
ruined it for
and
me.
I knew a bit about them from working as a gardener. So I decided to poison Dupray and make her appear dead so she could be
I was gonna
buried
drink my heel
alive
then. I thought,
and
no,
suffer
no,
the
it's not
same
water.
way she made
Technically,
us when she would lock us away
you.
in her secret room.
I just spilled it all down myself. Okay, and this hat hold it properly. Great, the top's now bloody white. Fucking hell. Fucking drink like a 5-year-old. Well, at least I had some hydration all over me. Free wash as well, apparently.
Did you say secret room?
Yes, Mr. Fordham. It was
I
no
blame
bigger
you
than
for
a
that.
coffin. She would place us inside if she was especially mad at us, with no food or water, sometimes for days at a time. We couldn't
Don't
scream
clip that.
because she would stuff our mouths. She would also plug our ears.
Actually,
and
why did
cover
I say
our
that? Because now you're
faces.
going to clip it.
How often did she put you in there?
Only a few times, but that was more than enough. I'd rather not think about it.
So you have no idea where it is?
None. I only remember Madame Dupray would say the same thing any time she was about to put someone in there.
I'm a very
A
pretty,
perfect servant must
bear-looking
behave.
chimp. Thank you
I've
very
told you
much.
everything, Mr. Fordham. Are you still going to arrest me?
I haven't quite decided yet, Mr. Dumas. If I can
Maybe a
find
bit
this secret
crooked?
room, it would
Right.
be enough to charge Madame
But-
Dupray with a crime. However, if you haven't been telling me the truth,
I have been, Mr. Fordham.
Do you,
I
would
swear
you
it.
rather me have
I'll
the
even
ears
make you a
off?
deal. If you promise me you'll try to find the secret room, I won't leave this hotel.
all right, Dumas, it's a deal.
Well, at least now we can go straight to Upton and have him taken in. Unless you really do believe him
I
about the
don't
secret
know.
room.
I mean, I could easily just take these off because they're just glued on. Maybe next time I'll put.
That's
like,
all for right now, but I'll be back.
Yes, Mr. Fordham. I'll be here.
I guess as well though, it's for like. Where is it? it's because my head's so big. It's a child-sized one to look. Do you know what I need to do? I need to stick them to the headphones. What I might do is I might just literally stick them to the headphones. Because it's literally joined by a bit of glue. So all I've got to do is just rip it off. So I might just do that and like have it as a on my side of headphones. But it does look like I'm a bear for some reason. I'm a very pretty bear. Who's a pretty bear? I'm not
He
losing.
looks upset. Best not bother him unless you have something specific to ask about.
Okay, alright.
A wash basin? When did this place get so fancy? It appears someone is due for 7 years of bad luck.
Someone punched a mirror.
Seems to be what passes for a dresser around here. Either that or Dumas is
It is
secretly a
looking good.
pirate.
I think it's bringing up my sexy side. I'll stop going on about that. I do need a shave though. That's one thing. I look so much different when I have a shave. Or a trim, maybe, just to trim it down a bit. No, it's been much higher quality than before. Yeah, you wouldn't have seen the camera, would you? Because I did. When did I use it last? Can you imagine one of, like a representative just suddenly
If
comes
there's
in
one
and shouts,
thing
"Oh
I
yeah, we
can't
can hook you
stand,
up with that."
it's crooked
Okay.
paintings.
Sure, free shit. I'd love that to happen one day. Someone comes in and says, "Oh, by the way, we're going to sponsor you." I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go. talk to everybody before we go back to...
Oh, Mr. Fordham, you're back.
I'd love to... I think when I do one of my charity streams again, I'm going to see if I can, like, get Kjell to hook me up.
We haven't got anything else to ask him about
Again,
right
like
now.
because they actually replied to me last time when I did the affiliate stream.
We haven't got anything else to ask him about right now.
Okay. If I keep looking up like that, it's because I'm looking at the screen your chat on. I think I might work when I'm watching your stream later. I might work on my thing on my tablet for the transitions and that. Maybe. But yeah, I'm gonna like set all my transitions up so I can go, oh, this thing, and suddenly bananas fly across the screen. I would love that actually. Just one big banana. I'm gonna actually now that I think I'm actually gonna totally do that. Have one big banana just rotate across the screen. Like Bergie, yeah. Oh my god, I've got to put eyes on it. I've got to put them little googly eyes because I think I've still got the picture of them googly eyes somewhere on in my folder, my Photoshop folder. Just to put the googly eyes, just attach them to a banana and rotate it. Oh dear. Right. Why does it sound like I'm suddenly fucking Roller Coaster Tycoon then? With pipe. Okay, one thing at a time. One thing at a time, Fritz. You're gonna make me too excited about this. I'm gonna have to stop streaming just to make this googly eye thing. It's like, no, let's go do it now. I need to do like a stream at some point, literally just me just making random shit in Photoshop. Like with my subpar skills of like, even though you've got all these tools at your at the disposal, I'll just use a eraser tool instead of using this thing to correct this and correct that.
She's busy. That's not...
Okay, so we don't need to... I missed some of the dialogue because I was talking before. So I'm just going to talk to everybody, just in case.
It's quack.
Okay, nothing at him.
As amusing as...
Him. Okay, there was a cook in the kitchen. I know I can talk to.
Stick around. I may have more questions for you later.
Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere.
How would I even not advertise to Hjord? He's like, I sure love drinking Hjord day and night. I wish I could drink a lot more. Hint, hint. I do love the smooth taste of you. Yeah. How would you go about that? Like, I drink your drink on stream. Would I be able to sort something out?
Welcome back,
how it'd
Mr.
work.
Fordham.
She's...
Bringing the chocolate one at the moment. It's actually the chocolate one's growing on me. I think because I now know what it's like. It's like, do you know the chocolate ice creams you can get? That's what it tastes like. Like chocolate. Do you know like the cheap ones you get from Asda or something that you used to get from Asda, like the Neapolitan ones where they have the chocolate one. That's what it tastes like. Right, should we hit this one then?
Nothing else to... He's what?
Are you serious? I've just found out like he's not the fucking killer. Okay, so going back to here. No. I meant good coffee. I want to try the savoury ones at some point, but it means...
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm listening.
They don't have the massive big bags.
That's it.
Then
Because I wouldn't mind having like a savoury one for like the afternoon and then a desserty one for the evening. Turn it up to an accused Juliet. One down in the secret room. Oh, there's a key. Which he told me off of doing before, remember? No, I'm glad you guys got me onto heal. Like, I've lost another £2 from it, so I'm happy with that. And I haven't been exercising much as well. Trying to think of the piano thing now. can't remember what the bloody thing was. Oh, I'll direct message him later then. So I'm interested in. I guess I could say I'm interested in if you could work out a sponsorship or something like that, maybe. But then I don't know if I'm big enough.
I can only wonder what sort of potions Andrew
No.
concocts.
Were they
in
a
this
big
thing.
streamer?
Is this really the best that medical science has to offer? The science of pharmacology.
I can't remember what the.
What in the ether is that thing supposed to be? Actually, I'd rather not know.
Trying to think. There was a note. I can't remember if it was the right note for the.
I've never seen so many.
No. Was it in this room? If I can't get this, I'm asking nicely to. I would like to request you grab me some information. If I can't find it. No, it's back in that chain. I mean, it's no harm. What are we gonna say? You can just like put me on Twitter and say fuck this guy. Right. I'll put that in. C D E F G A B C. Okay, I'll put that in there just so I can click. I can read back on it.
A much young.
Right, so C D. Oh, it's just, I don't get it. I thought so. It's just telling me what it is. I don't know music. Well, that helped a lot. Not. Okay, apparently this is it. Let's try that one. E G F D. No. E G F D. Oh, for fuck's sake. E G F D. That didn't work. I hate puzzles that require like musical knowledge, like my brain. Oh, there we go.
Nice melody.
Oh, I didn't have to put C at the end. Okay. Secret room. What?
Locked.
Oh my god, that was the right key. Let's try it again. E, G, F, D.
Nice melody. I think you should call it the Cheater's Suite.
I'm sorry, go fuck yourself, because I've got the knowledge of fucking what it is. I just don't fucking understand how I was supposed to do it. Dan's getting stressed.
A perfect servant must behave.
And now you'll taste an early grave. Me sofa, Ray. In the middle, see?
I'm breathing.
So long.
Right, so from that knowledge, I guess. Sofa.
There's nothing here.
That beast better not have misled us, or he'll be roasting on a spit for sure.
E, G, F, D. There we go.
That seems to have done something.
I thought it was like once I got the knowledge of the thing, because I knew. Oh dear.
Dear God!
That man's dead.
This does not look good. He's dead.
No
You should
fucking
inform
shit,
Dr.
Sherlock.
Fellows about this right away.
It seems Guy was telling the truth after all.
Yes, it would probably be a good idea to let him know of this
So
development.
I get a piano, but I had to look up a walkthrough. I'm terrible with like piano, like and music and things. Like, oh yes, this E, G, F like scale thing. Oh, you just got to do it in the 7th octave tone of thing. It's like, what? I don't know any of this. It's like, what the fuck? No.
I'd love to see the look on Snow.
I don't like using walkthroughs, but when it's like puzzles like that, it's like, okay, so how do I do this puzzle? I got the information. I thought I was supposed to just do the puzzle there, so I thought, okay, I'll get the code because I've seen the picture on the wall. Didn't realise I was supposed to talk to Bird again.
Oh, Mr. Fordham, you're back.
Can I talk to you yet?
We haven't got...
Okay, no. Can you imagine you just going to people's houses like, just looking at them and going, no, don't need to talk to you. Maybe I could play Silent Hill one day, but I know the remaster, they did a really shitty remaster for the PS3, so I'd have to like find the PS2 version. I've never played Silent Hill.
Guy?
Yes?
But Fritz wants me to play more scary games, so...
I found the secret room
yeah,
you told me about.
they remastered
see?
it on
I wasn't
PS3,
lying.
but they...
No, you certainly
I'll
weren't.
find the video later.
There was someone inside.
Bas-
A man.
Hold on.
No.
I'll tell you in a
Who?
second.
I'm not sure, but I can only assume it was one of Madame Dupray's servants.
Was he alright?
I'm afraid not. He was dead. Dr. Fellows confirmed it was due to asphyxiation.
Madame Dupray must have put him in there before I drugged her. And then, with everything that's happened, she didn't let him out in time. Oh my god. It's my fault he's dead.
You bastard.
Only I'd known.
The circumstances are quite unfortunate, Mr. Dumas. However, this has shed a new light on Madame Dupray and her cruel practices. I can't say for certain that you were justified in your actions, but I am a bit reluctant to say you were completely at fault. But the bottom fact is that Mr. Martin has been falsely accused of this crime. If I were to let you go, he would be punished in your place. Unless...
Yes?
I'm going to need you to write me a letter, Mr. Dumas.
Of course, Mr. Fordham.
No worries.
Anything to take care of this mess.
Right, so quickly.
Good.
Um,
Hopefully now this whole grim affair
basically,
can be brought to an end.
they did it dirty and they removed some stuff. They added
That's
new
all
audio.
for right
they
now, but I'll be
they
back.
replaced voice actors
Yes,
and all that
Mr.
sort of
Fordham.
stuff. They basically
I'll be here.
fucked over the original like version of it, and it runs worse as well. It looks worse.
A wash basin.
Wash basin. Hold on a second. I saw that paint is tilted now.
If there's one thing I can't... If there's one thing...
That painting wasn't crooked before.
Nothing else. He's...
No, okay. I'm just going to talk to everybody. I'd like to
Welcome back.
She's...
I like talking to everybody just in case there's a bit of information I need to go over. Right.
She's busy.
No, she's not. She's just standing there, snipping a bonsai. Don't you? If you're still there, though, there's
Mr. Fordham, you're back.
if you do exclamation mark lurk, you can lurk in the background as well.
We haven't got anything else to ask him about right now.
Wait a minute, does that say... Sorry, I just seen something on my... It's lowered my HP, weirdly, on the thing. I only just noticed that. Weird.
Jean, we haven't got anything else to ask him about
What's everybody
right
up
now.
to?
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm listening.
Okay.
That's it.
So
Then-
kind of sus, but okay. Head up to accuse guiding us. Time to Upton. What? Upton. How do I return to Upton when I can't get to Upton? Oh, his name is Upton. Okay.
He looks upset. Best.
I'm supposed to accuse him.
Seems to be what passes for a
I've talked to everybody. Oh, by the way, Fritz, I'm an Erin. Merrymaker seems to be on its way, so I might make a day for that when it comes. I know you're going to be happy about that. I've done there. I guess we could wrap up case. Maybe I'll save before I wrap up case, actually. Okay, confirm.
Can we talk?
Go on,
I think I'm ready to wrap this case up.
Okay, who's your prime suspect?
It is... What does equip mean? My brain's... Hold on, let me, acquit. Free someone from criminal charge verdict was not guilty. But he killed that man. Even said he, like, yeah.
It was Guy Dumas, a former servant at Dupray Manor.
Basically,
He used toxic plants to drug Madame Dupray so she appeared dead, which he learned about from her daughter's schoolbooks.
What was his motive?
Revenge. His lover was beaten to death, and he wanted Madame Dupray to suffer for it.
Fiendish. Nice work, Fordham. I'll pass along the information and we can make an arrest. I'm sure Mr. Martin will be relieved. And of course, I'll dip into the department's Good Samaritan fund to get you proper compensation for your work. For now, go home to your wife. I'm sure I'll have something else for you to look into fairly soon.
Cool.
Just a moment.
Please, open up!
Guy Dumas,
Yes?
you're under arrest for the attempted murder of Madame Laura Dupray.
I suppose it was too much to expect Fordham to believe me.
What was that?
Nothing.
I recommend you remain silent until you're questioned at the station. Come with me.
Oh shit, was he actually not guilty? Whoops.
Addie, I'm home.
To be fair, he tried to drug someone and
Addie?
kill him.
She must still be out at her hairdressing appointment. I'm glad we're alone because I wanted to talk to you about something.
Yes, Bill, I know.
He
I
was
told
not
you
guilty.
I'm doing my best to try and find the flower shop burglar.
No, for once, this isn't about him. This is about you.
What are you on about, Bill?
Me? What are you on about?
We can go back and
play
check.
dumb
see what the
and
other
deflect
session
all
has
you
been.
like with everyone else around you, but it won't work with me. I know exactly what you're thinking, and you know exactly what I'm gonna say.
You want to talk about me finding the burglar from the flower shop?
I just said not right at this moment. Don't you listen? Have you already forgotten the old days, Miles? Before I died, we were solving cases like nobody's business. You were one of the best detectives on the force. But ever since you started taking that soporific, your mind hasn't been as sharp as before. If you're serious about taking on more complex cases, you need to listen to Adelaide and stop taking it. It's already had a negative effect on your performance.
What are you talking about? We had Guy Dumas arrested for the crime.
Yes, but if you were working at your full abilities, you'd have come to that conclusion much sooner.
If I stop taking it, you won't let me sleep through the night. Nothing will change.
Well, things would change if you found you-know-who.
I thought you said we weren't going to talk about that right now.
Yeah, well, I say a lot of things.
An understatement if ever there was one. Can't you just keep quiet without me having to take something?
Afraid not, old friend. That's just not who I am or how this works.
If you keep me up all night, I'll go crazy. Things have been hard enough as it is. And if, God forbid, Adelaide were ever to find out about...
What?
Hello, Miles. Is there someone else here? I thought I heard you talking just now.
Fantastic. The jig is up. And here I thought we were doing so well, too.
No, I was just going over the case. Thinking aloud, you see.
Ah, of course.
How was your appointment?
Mrs. Lefebvre was her usual bossy and overly picky self, but she gave me a very generous tip.
That's good.
So I stopped by the shop on the way home and bought a new deck of cards.
Excellent. Shall we have a few rounds of écarté? I believe you demanded a rematch last time we played.
Yes, that would be nice.
Well, you certainly managed to dodge that bullet. I only wish I could say the same.
Ha ha ha. I'm gonna save and go back and see what happened in a moment.
And it says here they still don't know what caused that explosion.
I guarantee you it was sabotage. Those Redites have been causing a lot of trouble lately.
Is that the group of anti-steam tech radicals?
The very same.
Why Redites, though?
They're named after some fellow named Jonathan Red. Apparently the one who began the whole anti-steam movement. It's really a rather stupid name, if you ask me. And uncreative, to boot.
Well, what would you call them, then?
The Boom Boom Boys.
Something more evocative, like the Boom Boom Boys.
Definitely gets to the point, I'll give you that. Perhaps you'd best stick with the detecting, dearest. Your nomenclature needs a bit of work.
Well, I think it's about time I get ready for bed.
All right, Miles, if you must.
Oh, okay, save. Save. And then we're going to load back onto the map screen. If it works. I want to see what the other... What happened.
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm...
I think I'm ready to wrap.
Okay, so...
It was Guy Dumas, a former servant at Dupray Manor. He used toxic plants to drug Madame Dupray so she appeared dead, which he learned about from her daughter's schoolbooks.
What was his motive?
That's the thing. I've learned that Madame Dupray is extremely cruel to her servants. She regularly beats them, and even has a secret room no bigger than a coffin where she places them as punishment. I discovered this secret room and found a dead servant inside.
Yeah, I think I might go with this option.
He had died from asphyxiation.
Makes sense.
My God.
A few months ago, Madame Dupray beat Guy's lover Celine to death. He wanted revenge and intended to make Madame Dupray suffer the trauma of being interred alive.
I see.
Constance, I don't think Dumas should be arrested for his crime. He doesn't deserve it. Madame Dupray, however...
Yes, I see what you're saying, and I agree, but what about Mr. Martin?
I got a signed confession from Mr. Dumas. You can see the handwriting matches this note I found in the cemetery. That should be enough to release Mr. Martin, as well as giving Guy a head start in his escape from the city.
It's gonna be tricky getting the department to look into this, but with the proof you've gathered, it should work. Excellent investigating, Fordham. I knew you still had it in you. And of course I'll dip into the department's Good Samaritan fund to get you proper compensation for your work. For now, go home to your wife. I'm sure I'll have something else for you to look into fairly soon.
Good evening. I'm looking for Madame Laura Dupray.
This is Madame Dupray. I am her personal physician, Dr. Fellows. May we help you, officer?
I'm afraid I must place Madame Dupray under arrest.
What? On what charge?
Several, actually. Manslaughter, domestic violence, murder in the second degree. Shall I go on, or can we continue this at the police station?
You won't have to worry about Madame Dupray anymore. She'll be in jail for a very long time.
Totally the other way.
And Mr. Martin has been released with a full pardon as well.
Thank you, Mr. Fordham. I appreciate your help and your trust.
Think nothing of it, but you'll need to leave town as soon as you can. Have you made plans?
I was thinking of heading south. New Britannia is too cold and dark. I want to find someplace more like my home.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, Mr. Dumas.
Yeah, I took the legit path.
Addie, I'm home. Addie?
She must still be out of...
Yeah.
No, this...
You want to talk about me? What about me?
You can play dumb and deflect all you like with everyone else around you, but it won't work with me. I know exactly what you're thinking, and you know exactly what I'm gonna say.
You want to talk about how we did on this case?
Yes, that's exactly right. Have you already forgotten the old days, Miles? Before I died, we were solving cases, but ever since you... If you're serious, it's already...
What are you talking...
Yes.
Yeah, alright, we've done all that bit.
If I stop taking it...
Well, yeah.
And I
can't...
If you... And it...
Hello.
Fantastic.
Oh, yes, I was just calling out to see if you were home yet.
Well, I am now.
How was your appointment?
Mrs. Lefebvre was her usual bossy and overly picky self, but she gave me a very generous tip.
That's good.
So I stopped by the shop on the way home and bought a new deck of cards.
Excellent. Shall we have a few rounds of écarté? I believe you demanded a rematch last time we played.
Yes, that would be nice.
Well, you certainly managed to dodge that bullet. I only wish I could say the same.
Wow. 2 weeks later.
And it says here they still don't know what caused that explosion. Is that...
Bimbo boys.
Something more... Well, I think it's about time I get ready for bed.
All right, Miles, if you must.
Is it secret code for masturbation?
Let her be for now. Where are you going? You don't have anywhere to be just
walk out the front door. I need to go to bed. Out this way.
Who could that be at this time of night?
Good question. But Adelaide can handle it for now. I need to take my medicine.
You certainly have your priorities in order. Go on then. Get...
Addie can handle whoever... Addie...
I guess no secret thing. Like if you do it so many times, goes, okay, fine.
It's admirable just how...
Ugh, tastes like the devil's sweat.
You could just stop taking it, you know.
Bill, now is not the time to...
Miles, could you come back out here, please?
Be right there, dearest.
Oh dear, not good timing.
Who was that at the door?
A late-night courier. You've got a message from Upton.
Upton girls, they've been living... Oh, I've just dropped the phone on keyboard. Fordham, this case makes the last one look simple. Meet me at the Raven? ASAP, it's urgent. See Upton.
It seems this case is rather urgent. She wants me to meet her as soon as possible.
But didn't you just take your soporific? Are you going to be all right to go?
It won't kick in for another hour or so. Should be plenty of time.
All right, I'm going to bed
Just
then.
falls out.
Good luck, dear.
Good night, Addie.
No kiss. Good night. Dearie me. Right. Oh, let's do it.
Hello, Upton.
I'm glad you came, Fordham. Sorry for disturbing you this late.
Shouldn't a respectable young lady like you be in bed by now?
Only if you want to add boring to your list of adjectives.
So, what do you got for me?
An infant kidnapping in Lyon. The report came in tonight just before my shift ended. The family wants to keep the investigation very low-key. They're afraid if word gets out, they'll have all sorts of ne'er-do-wells making false ransom claims. That's why I suggested they let you investigate first. Head over to 45 Belcourt Street. That's the home of Malcolm and Miriam Harris, the parents of the kidnapped boy.
Harris? As in Harris Construction Company?
The very same. Owned by Malcolm's father, no less. Now you see why they wanted to keep this out of the public eye.
Indeed. If they manage to get a new transatlantic airship off the ground, it'll be an aura mine. I can see why they'd make an easy target.
Don't worry, Upton.
Don't worry, Upton. I'll get the kid back before you can say hot toddy.
Hot toddy. I think you're losing your touch, Fordham.
And I think you've lost your joke book. Try some new material for a change, would you?
Right. Good luck on your investigation. Come see me again once you've figured things out. Or if you just need to talk. I'll be here all day tomorrow as well. So feel free to stop by.
Cool. Right. Wait, I can't go back to bed. He's gonna fall asleep or fall down.
Mr. Miles Fordham is here to see you, sir.
Very good, Mr. Havelock. Send him up.
Yes, sir.
He's quite sleepy, sir.
Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Fordham. I'm Malcolm Harris.
I'm terribly sorry to hear about what's happened, Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Fordham. You were very highly recommended by Miss Upton. She said you'd be able to solve this faster and more discreetly than the police. I admit it's a rather unorthodox approach, but we're desperate.
I was told that yesterday as well. Hold on. Tell me if that's better. Is that better? Let me talk to the bloke.
I have some questions for you, Mr. Harris.
I'm talking over the guy now. Is it?
No doubt you do.
Is it loud enough?
I'm really not in the mood to talk right now. It's been a difficult evening, and I'm not certain I have it in me to answer your questions at the moment.
Fair enough. But I will need to ask you about the incident at some point.
Yes, that's fine. Just
okay,
not
so lower it a bit
now.
more. Let me check what the thing says. Because when I was playing, disable that. I bet that's probably wise. So, when I was talking to Dante, yes, like it kept fluctuating. I'll put it up to 70. Right, talk to him again.
Trying to get him to talk
over the
right
thing
now.
Is that? Yep. Is that right? Bit better. So not perfect. Okay. Let me try lowering the game volume down again. I'll adjust the. I don't want to go too high with my microphone. My mouth's right here, so it's weird that it's not picking up properly. I got it down at -40 for the game. I don't want to get too low, or which you can't just hear. You can't hear the game.
Look at that.
If I talk over this guy now, can you hear me clearly or worse?
Toys buried in the backyard. Of course, that is because the only toys we had were dead rats.
That's better.
A steam-powered bottle warmer certainly beats having to do it in the fireplace, or in the case of my parents, over a barrel fire.
Game's not too quiet either. Okay, good. The yeah. But obviously because I reinstalled the OS, all these settings have gone, so I can't remember my original settings for the volumes. That's probably why.
Careful not to cut yourself, Miles. I don't think the Harris family has ever seen blood that isn't blue. Interesting. This fabric looks as though it came from a garment of some kind.
I've just seen what you've done in the fucking Discord. I love it. I was not expecting that.
Before the child gets any practical use out of those blobs
All right.
beyond putting them in his mouth. Look, you can see the balcony extends all the way around the side of the manor.
That would make it rather easy for someone to access this window from the outside.
No evidence of what was used to smash the glass, though.
I need to learn. I want to learn some After Effects. So just because I want to be able to have, say, that banana. I want to have it like go wee across the screen. I know I can do it in Photoshop, but it's really awkward, like jagged sort of movements with it. I have to look into that. There's a website called Udemy. Is it Udemy? I was learning coding thing. I might see if there's some After Effects one on there. I think.
That's odd. Why is there a loose button in the crib? Now, I'm no expert on children, but it seems like it would be dangerous to have around an infant.
They usually cost about 12 quid.
Nice
so
mobile.
I might get myself
Custom
like
made,
a thing and start
no
learning.
mistaking what family this child comes from.
I'm gonna end up just not streaming soon. Just end up just making stuff for people by the end of it.
Yeah, the kidnapper left the child's blanket behind. There doesn't appear to be any trace of the silver spoon, though.
Kids in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man in the moon.
Some sort of fuzzy animal wearing a waistcoat.
I'm
Charming.
dinging. Just realised I got bloody hill down my top.
My friend Bunny. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want a giant imaginary rabbit for a friend.
I mean, it's right there. Or is that? That's a cat. That's not a bunny, Dan.
Nice view of the garden.
Okay, so there's nothing else in there.
Mr. Harris said his wife went to bed. Probably not a good idea to disturb her.
Back door. Wake up!
I know the hand and waistcoat pose is supposed to look stately, but to me it always looks like the person is scratching themselves.
It's got an itchy armpit.
The Harris family certainly has a nice view from which to look down upon the world. I wonder if they use the balcony to give speeches to the gardeners.
Possibly.
I'm sure the only location the Harrises care about is wherever they are at any given moment.
Always lighted fainting couches.
It's nice to see that tea is still served here even in times of tragedy. No point trying to get...
So there's no... So nothing we can get... Nothing we can get from this area.
Look, you can see the...
That would make it rather easy for some...
No evidence of what was used to smash the...
Huh.
Oh,
There's a
I
small
clicked on that
emblem
before.
sewn onto the side of this piece of fabric. It just says SS.
Somebody's initials, maybe?
Or, you know, that other
Careful
thing.
not to cut yourself, Miles. Probably won't be... Looks rather flimsy. Let's not try sitting on it.
I guess we go and talk to the guy again? Oh.
How wonderful. The soporific has started working. Well done, Fordham. Now how are you supposed to... What's the word I'm looking for?
Instigate? Interrogate? I just had it on the tip of my tongue.
Perhaps it's time to call it a night.
Why have a feeling we're going to collapse?
No talking now. He'll know it's all wrong.
You're yeah.
Well, Mr. Harris, I believe I've done all I can for right now.
Did you find anything?
Yes, I believe I have some leads I can pursue. But the most important thing to do in cases like this is wait to hear from the kidnappers. I'll be back tomorrow morning to continue my investigation and ask you and your wife some questions once you've had time to calm down a bit. In the meantime, I suggest you stay here and get some sleep. We'll all need it.
That man sounded weird.
Miles, wake up. It's nearly noon.
Ah, so it is.
Noon? Never heard of noon.
Why didn't you come to bed when you got home last night?
It was late.
I always wake up at half 11
what
now.
was so urgent about the case?
I need to
Upton
fix my
sent you?
schedule.
I'm trying to track a kidnapped child.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, dear.
That's awful.
Yes.
I want to start
pressure's
streaming
on,
like
but
from
I think
like
I should be able to crack it.
10ish in
Assuming
the
you
future.
actually managed to get anything done.
Just so I get
with
my
Harris Manor
afternoon
today.
with.
Well, let me know if there's
With you,
anything I can
Fritz.
do to help. Also, we've got company. Mrs. Delacroix is having her hair done here today, so please make yourself presentable.
You mean I'm not all ready?
At least do something about your hair. I do have a reputation to maintain after all.
Mess it up.
What's wrong with my hair?
Do you really want me to answer that? We'll be here all day.
And then he said, "Oh, hello there. I
Like,
don't
hello
believe I've
there.
met."
Mrs. Delacroix, this is my husband, Miles. Miles, this is Mrs. Delacroix.
Pleasure to meet you, madam.
Likewise, young man. Pleasure.
Is everything all right, Mrs. Delacroix?
Oh, yes, yes,
got the hots for
everything's
me.
fine. It's just that, well, you weren't what I was expecting.
Fritz, you here?
Keep your head, Miles. She may be a close-minded idiot, but she's just an old lady.
You mean the portrait over the fireplace didn't glue you in?
You mean the portrait over the fireplace didn't clue you in?
Now then, Mrs. Delacroix, what was it that you were telling me about Mr. Delacroix and his dogs?
Oh, yes. So, Harold came in and said,
Impressive. She got off pretty easy. I was expecting a repeat of the Parsons incident. You should give Adelaide a kiss on the way out, though, just to make the old bat feel extra uncomfortable.
Addie?
Not right now, Miles. I'm busy. We can talk once I finish with Mrs. Delacroix.
Aw.
She can get as painted up and coiffed as she likes. It's not gonna fix the ugliness inside.
Addie?
Not right. We can.
Goodbye, dearest.
Aw.
I look forward to your return, my love.
That's cute.
Remind me, Miles, how was finding some rich people's kidnapped baby going to help us track down the flower shop burglar?
It's possible we might find a lead to the burglar during the course of this investigation.
Really, Miles? You really believe that?
I mean, it is a burglary, so.
Anything's possible, Bill. You remember how many times we encountered seemingly trivial matters which turned out to be important later on?
Well, if you plan on solving this case, you'll need your full wits about you.
What are you implying?
I'm not implying. I'm flat out telling you. You need to stop taking that soporific. Adelaide has been trying to get you to stop for months, and Upton already suspects something is amiss. Not to mention your little episode last night. Trust me, no one is going to want to hire the dullard detective.
Clever. Did you come up with that one all by yourself?
What are you going to do when the cases stop coming in? How long before you get put away in Riverview?
If I do get locked away, it'll be your fault.
Which is exactly why you need to get back to your normal routine so you can find the burglar.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I'll stop. But if you keep me awake at night, so help me.
Don't worry. I'm sure you'll find a way to cope. You were always good at that. Well, I'm glad that's settled then. I knew you'd see things my way eventually.
It's not as though you gave me much of a choice.
In time, you'll thank me. Probably not before the withdrawal hits, though.
Don't make me change my mind on this, Bill.
Mr. Fordham, you're back. Allow me to introduce my wife, Miriam.
Hello.
Hello.
A pleasure, Mrs. Harris. I wish we could have met under better circumstances, but I assure you I'm doing all I can to find your son.
Thank you, Mr. Fordham.
Mr. Harris, has there been any communication from the kidnapper?
None at all.
Well, I'll have another look around if you don't mind.
No, I'm not drugged up.
Miles, didn't you notice something a bit strange about the Harrises?
Quite a few things, actually. What are you referring to?
Their son was just kidnapped, yet they're each on their own side of the sitting room. Not comforting each other, not crying together. Nothing.
They're stuck-up rich people. Not exactly the type to show emotion.
Miles, you know I'm the most cynical person there is when it comes to their type. But this isn't normal behavior, even for snobs. This goes deeper than saving face. There's something going on between them. I think you should find out what.
She did it. Well, so far, I think the mum's obviously lost the kid. Usually it's the dad that causes the issues. And
Careful not to cut yourself,
yeah,
Miles.
but you know,
I don't think the Harris family has ever seen blood that isn't blue.
Okay, so there's nothing.
Probably won't be another. Look, you can see the balcony.
That would make it rather.
No evidence.
I wonder if I'm supposed to go outside.
I wonder if they use the balcony.
Nope. Check the bedroom.
Fancy. Some poor servant's probably going to get a flogging for leaving it in here, though. Who in their right mind would need that many drawers? It looks like a pile of women's clothes. Must belong to Mrs. Harris.
Unless Mr. Harris is into that kind of thing.
Wardrobes are usually always full of wonderfully dark secrets. Yeah, it seems like this is where Mrs. Harris keeps her unmentionables. I like the ones with the frills and the stitched cat. Paperwork and receipts. Nothing particularly interesting here. More lacy underthings. I wonder which Harris they belong to. One thing is for certain. Mr. Harris uses entirely too much starch on his shirts. One thing is for certain. An empty suitcase. I suppose Mr. Harris must travel every now and then.
It's a businessman.
Mr. Harris's color selection is almost as drab as yours.
Let's see if there's anything of interest in any of the pockets.
So, Mr. Harris is a fan of the ponies, is he? I'm sure that's not causing him any trouble at all. Mr. Harris's color...
Okay, so there's nothing else in there.
Oh, another four-poster. The Harris family certainly makes no secret of their wealth.
Alright.
I wouldn't get too close, Miles. That vase is probably worth more than your entire building.
I have some questions for you if you're up to answering them, Mrs. Harris.
I'll try my best, Mr. Fordham.
Kidnapping.
Tell me what you know about your son's kidnapping.
Oh, my poor baby.
Mrs. Harris, I know this is difficult, but I need as much information as you can give me so I can bring your son back.
Yes, you're right.
You're right.
I have to stay strong. For Charles, it happened sometime between 6 and 8 last night, I think. Both my husband and I had gone out. Charles was in the care of his nanny, Mrs. Davis. I arrived home first, around 8:30, and that's when I found this scene in the nursery, as it was.
And what was it you found?
Mrs. Davis, unconscious in her chair, the broken window, and Charles missing from his crib. Malcolm arrived home shortly afterwards, around 9, and then immediately sent our butler, Mr. Havelock, to notify the police. We stayed up waiting for any contact from the kidnappers, but there was nothing.
You said you arrived home first. Where were you last night?
Oh, I was visiting with some of my friends. We gathered at one of their homes for a concert.
I see. And your husband?
We were
He
rocking
was at the
out
social
all
club
night.
with his friends as well, I believe.
Wait a minute. I know this attitude all too well. This woman is hiding something. Most likely from her husband. I doubt it's voices from beyond the grave. So the question is, what's her secret?
She's Mrs. Davis
What
all
can you
along.
tell me about Mrs. Davis?
She's worked for us since Charles was born, a little over 6 months ago.
How did you come to employ her?
Malcolm's mother had a friend whose daughter she used to care for. She came highly recommended. We've never had any problems with her. She's always been a dream.
Where is she now?
In her room, I would guess. With Charles missing, there's little for her to do.
Where might I find her room?
There's a small building just around the back of the manor. Hers is the 4th door from the left.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Motive.
you think of any reason why your son would be a target for kidnapping?
It could be that someone wants our money, or some lunatic who's angry about the new airship. My husband's an investor, and my father-in-law owns the company building it, you see. I just don't know, Mr. Fordham. Frankly, the fact that something like this could even happen is just terrifying.
I found this bit of torn fabric by the broken
Might as well go
window.
down the list.
Do you know anything about it?
No, I've never seen it before. Do you think it was left by the kidnapper?
Perhaps. Did the initials SS mean anything to you?
No, I can't think of anyone or anything I know with those initials.
Tell me about your son.
Charles is our only child. He's such a good boy. Never makes a fuss.
Never made a
Always
fuss.
very sweet. Oh, Charles, you must be so frightened out there without your mother. Oh, please, Mr. Fordham. You have to bring him home.
I'll do my best.
Herself.
Tell me a bit about yourself, Mrs. Harris.
Mr. Fordham, my son has been kidnapped and is out there alone, terrified and confused. What could I possibly tell you that would make any difference to you finding him?
I suppose you're right, Mrs. Harris. My apologies if I upset you. That's all for now, Mrs. Harris.
Very well.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk to Malcolm.
I have some questions for you, Mr. Harris.
Yes, of course.
Tell me everything you can about the kidnapping.
I don't know much. I was out last night while it happened.
Where had you been previously?
I was out with friends. My wife can verify the time I arrived
You
home.
are lying.
It seems hiding something from your spouse is an activity both Harrises partake in.
I found this bit of torn fabric by the broken window. Do you know anything about it?
Looks like it came from a piece of clothing. Possibly a jacket.
Did the initials SS mean anything to you?
Maybe? I can't really say. You'll have to excuse me, Mr. Fordham. I've got quite a lot on my mind right now. If I can think of anything, I'll be sure to let you know.
Bullshit.
Mr. Harris, what can you tell me about these?
What? How did you...
Listen, I'm trying to help you and your family. I can't do it if I don't get the entire truth.
Nothing but the truth.
Do you think we could discuss this somewhere more private?
No.
I suppose we could.
Good. Let's move to the nursery then.
Like, she didn't hear that entire conversation. Kind of stuff. Oh, the Fordham. If you look at his face, it looks like Todd Howard. You know Todd Howard. I can't unsee it now. You have 4 people downstairs. It says I've only got 2 viewers. I thought I've been talking to you and Dante. Or even, I guess that makes more sense actually. Yeah, don't. I know what I mean. It clicked after I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute. Why would there be 4 people watching on 4 different devices downstairs? Oh dear, I'm not losing it.
Shall we continue our conversation, Mr. Harris?
Yes, of course.
Hello, everybody. I'm not a lunatic.
Now that your wife is out of earshot, tell me about the kidnapping and what these betting stubs have to do with it.
Right. As I said before, it had already happened when I got home. I had just come from spending the
Howard
evening
in
at
that
the
screen, but the other one it looks like Todd
I
Howard.
take it your wife isn't impressed by your hobby?
Oh, okay, yeah.
asked her weeks
You are,
ago
don't
if I
lie.
could stop going, but I've
When you said
had
Howard, I
some
thought you meant the one off Big Bang
lately.
Theory. Then I think it does
Last
kind of
thing
look
I
like him as
wanted was
well.
to upset her further. But it would be foolish of me to just give up on
Oh
something so
dear.
promising.
You can tell now that I've got more people watching. I'm like, my brain just sort of just melted.
Can you think of
I
anyone
can't-
who
I
might
can't
wanna do
process
you harm
words.
by taking your son?
Several, I'm afraid.
Go on.
I haven't exactly had the best of luck, Mr. Fordham.
I'm a little bit of a
Seriously,
lunatic.
this street was so important to me. The truth is, I've gambled away most of my money. I've had to take out several loans so Miriam doesn't get suspicious. If she ever found out, it would be over. I can't lose him, Mr. Fordham. I just can't.
Where have I heard this before? You know,
Dude,
things
just
would be
tell her.
so much easier if people just talked to each other.
I've tried
Exactly.
doing business above board, but lately I've had to seek other
Or who with
resources.
D-Dino Stacy.
What do you mean?
I was
Hello,
forced to
D-Dino
visit
Stacy and Neeson
the
Evie.
lending office.
Words
The owner was a rather shady
blending together.
Sambo, but I figured he'd be easier to deal with than the usual sheenies that run those type of places.
Can you believe this guy? Maybe we should just leave the kid be. He'd probably be better raised by
Cool top
wolves.
Dino. I love what you're wearing.
Mr. LaFay.
Stop now.
Didn't bother to get his first name.
Oh, dear.
His business is an abattoir row in Shumley. A horrid place. But I was desperate.
You think this Mr. LaFay may have taken your son as collateral?
Let's just say there isn't much those type of people wouldn't do to put a crown in their pocket.
Lurking. Hello, D. Yeah, we're insane.
Tell me about your
I
son.
don't know why I don't know why
Charles is a
today.
Good boy. Very quiet. Miriam had wanted a child almost from the moment we married.
Could be lack of
You
sleep,
know how women are when they have their hearts set on
happiness,
something.
or
I saw no need to rush, but
something
Nice
else.
to know you're not the only one. Hey, Miles.
the first 2 times Miriam was with child, she suffered some unfortunate accidents. She was devastated, as you can imagine. So when Charles
And
finally
pick
came
him
along,
a nail
it turned out to
varnish
be
off.
quite a blessing. I can't
No,
imagine
nervous
what
tick,
sort of
I think that is.
depraved madman would take him from us like
All of
this.
the above. Yes.
You must find him, Mr. Fordham.
I intend
Hells
to,
yeah.
Mr. Harris.
I love being insane sometimes. I'm insane in
Tell
the
me about
membrane.
yourself.
There isn't much to tell, really. My life has been fairly well publicized in the newspapers.
It just means I get to
For a moment
read
that I
paint them
skim
later.
over the society pages.
Well, I'm an investor. My father Clyde runs Harris Construction Company, which I will someday inherit.
My
Any
mum
other
gave me
details
2
about
more.
me are fairly trivial nonsense, I think.
I'm not going to
Those
run
are
out
all
for a
the
while.
questions I had for now.
All right. If you don't mind, Mr. Fordham, I'm going back to the living room. I don't want Miriam getting suspicious.
Oh, God. I mean, you talking about betting stubs and you walked into the room, she's going to be a bit suspicious. Just go to his wife. So your husband's been betting in his downtime. I wonder if I can actually
Sit
tell
tight,
her.
Mrs. Harris. I may have more questions for you later.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I need I mean, trying to push the is it cuticles and push them back. I use my things. My mum gave me sticks, pokey sticks. Right. You're fancy. My mum's got an entire drawer full of nail varnish stuff. She used to do nail art all the time, but she doesn't really do it anymore. Let's go to Miss Davis' quarters. Just that sprite just looks weird.
Good day to you, ma'am. I'm Miles Fordham, a private investigator. I'm looking into the kidnapping of Charles Harris. Are you Mrs. Davis?
I
No.
am. Oh, bless the spirits. They've sent someone to help at last.
Let's investigate the room
That
first.
chest is full of undressed dolls?
Ooh.
What the hell is wrong with this old bat? Another Harris hand-me-down, no doubt. You'd think they would have washed it first. Seems like that boiler's the only thing in here that's less than 10 years old. My mother had a pewter teapot as well. Always made the tea taste funny.
Tastes like pew. So.
I have some questions for you, Mrs. Davis.
All right.
Oh god. It's just weird. Everybody's got like a orange glow on their face.
Tell me about the kidnapping of Charles Harris.
Oh, dear. May the spirits forgive me. I feel so awful. Charlie was my responsibility, and I failed.
Mrs. Davis, that is beside the point. What's important now is finding him and bringing him home. To do that, I need your full cooperation.
Oh, you're right, Mr. Fordham. I'm sorry.
She did it. She did everything.
I just need to collect my thoughts, get the negative vibrations out of my mind. Now, what specifically would you like?
Negative vibrations. Negative vibrations.
you think of anyone who would have wanted to
Negative
take a child?
vibrations.
Well, I'm not one to gossip, but I am quite sensitive to the energy
Yeah,
and
she's guilty.
vibrations that
She has
people
a
give
chest full of
off.
naked dolls, so
I get the impression
yeah.
that Mr. and Mrs. Harris aren't very happy in their marriage.
Ah, come on. Anyone could have picked up on that. Anyone except you, that is.
Mr. Harris likes to stay out late and not take his wife with him. I can't remember the last time they went out together. I don't know what he gets up to, but it's possible he may have
Don't you
made some
fucking do this to me, boy. I can kill you. I did the murder. It was me.
Can you think of any reason why someone would want to kidnap Charles?
So, sorry about that, dearie.
Last I heard, there was no demand for a ransom. I honestly don't know why this happened, Mr. Falk.
You just see a little a sprite just like slowly tilt her head around going, "It was me," and then turn back around again.
I couldn't help but notice that chest full of dolls in the corner.
Oh yeah, there's a kid. Sorry, V.
I know it must look a bit strange, but I pick up old and broken dolls.
I forgot
so
about
they can be
being a kid
repaired
there.
and donated to orphanages. It's my way of
Do you know the fact you just said that both of those on the stream can be seen on the screen as well?
What a kind soul. I wish you would find less creepy ways to express her.
I'm not the only one to blame here. It's not what it looks like. Yeah, sure.
What time did the kidnapping occur?
I'm not entirely sure. I know I was in the nursery.
I know I killed the baby. I mean, I lost the baby this time.
I remember feeling very drowsy. I must have passed out then, because the next thing I knew, I was being woken by Mrs. Harris. To think, whoever took Charlie did it while I was in the room.
Hey, I've got it on my about me. I'm a swearing person.
Do you happen to take any sort of sleep medication?
I've grown up as a swearer.
Oh, dear me.
Blame my parents.
Those types of drugs cloud the mind and make it impossible to tune into the ether.
You say that as though it were a bad thing.
I beg your pardon?
It's mostly my dad, actually, that got swearing from.
Spoke out of turn.
Torn fabric.
I found this piece of torn fabric in the nursery. Does it look familiar to you?
Yes.
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
Neck is aching today. Herself,
How
finally.
long have you worked as a nanny?
Only a few years.
Only a
When
few
I
years.
was married, my husband had a lot of money. Unfortunately, he was in great debt.
Yeah.
And after the
You
spirits
kind of go,
took him
oh,
back to the
she's a
ether,
wholesome
I
furry
wasn't
gamer.
left with much.
F and Jeff and F and Jeff and F and Jeff and all a buddy across the
But I consider
stream.
taking care of children a reward in its own right.
Thank you for your time,
Creepy.
Mrs. Davis.
Oh, you're
Mine, on the other hand, it's like, yeah, I like green. Jungle themed. Cool.
Pretty distinguished looking gentleman. Handsome. Good fashion sense. Wonder who he is.
Let's look at the books.
These are all books on
Nope.
spiritualism and the occult. Mrs. Davis doesn't seem to have many other hobbies.
I know what SS is. Speak with James Davis. Harris. No, done that. Speak to the moneylender. Okay, let's go to moneylender.
I'll be going now, Mrs. Davis.
May the spirits guide your path.
May the force be with you, son. Yeah, let's go.
Hello, sir. Welcome to LaFay Lenders. I'm the owner, Chester LaFay. Are you looking to take out a loan?
Not today, I'm afraid.
Noel
I'm Miles Fordham, a private
Eferl.
investigator.
Look, I don't know what you've heard, but I run a clean business.
Say
here.
Tommy.
I don't need any trouble.
And I'm not here to cause any.
Did I?
For the moment.
Just keep your nose where it belongs. We should get along fine.
I sound like it.
Mr. LaFay.
I can't remember. I can't remember what I just said about 20 seconds ago. So maybe. Oh, Sonny. Yeah, Sonny. Yeah, because I said, "May the force be with you, Sonny."
Tell me what you know about Malcolm Harris.
Ah, Mr. Harris. Took out a loan about a month ago. Still hasn't paid me back.
Hearing.
In fact, he sent along a letter yesterday saying he was having an emergency and needed
Maybe
more
the case
time.
he'll do that. I don't know.
Probably should have refused
Oh, why
to
am I
do business
yawning?
with him. As soon as he walked through the door, I could tell his type.
What type is that?
Upper class, bored with his life, trying to escape and doing it through
Slower than
Booze,
master
kids,
strips
gambling.
up a spoon.
Good. Maybe you can pursue money lending if the whole private investigator thing doesn't work out.
But for some reason, I pitied him and decided to give him the loan anyway. compassion isn't exactly an asset. In this
Hearted
business, you
boobs.
see.
Big
Nothing to
ones.
worry about in your case, then.
Aside from that, I don't know anything about him. I prefer to keep how much I know about my clients to a minimum.
Smiley
Makes
face,
things
yeah.
easier for me.
So I said that's why I didn't go for the other one. There's the other one I could have said, but I went for the less, the least
I had
bad
no
one.
idea he even had a son. As I said, I don't ask my clients too many personal questions.
I'm so sorry.
Though now you've told me, I suppose that would explain
The Dawes
urgency
family.
he mentioned in his letter. Poor guy.
For my potty mouth today. But redacted horribly. Horribly.
Exactly how much did Mr. Harris borrow from you?
Is that relevant to your investigation?
Yes.
It would help to have an idea of exactly how much he owes you, yes.
I don't feel comfortable telling you the exact amount, but I will say it was over 500 crowns.
A considerable sum.
Like I said, I probably shouldn't have done it, but I'll get the money back one way or another.
It's redacted Half-Life VR. And it's like literally about 10 minutes long. Did you know there's a Payday? They did a kind of sequel of a Payday for charity. We'll have to watch that at some
What's
point.
your policy regarding people who don't pay their loans back?
There are a few options. For the first 3 months or so, I'll send them a letter reminding them. After that, I start to threaten them with legal action. You wouldn't believe some of the things people do to avoid paying back their loans. One client went so far as to fake his own death.
I haven't seen any bit about it.
Employ any more unusual methods?
Now wait just a minute. I see where this is going. Mr. Fordham, I'm a family man myself. If you're implying that I would stoop to kidnapping someone's child as collateral,
Then you're
I never
right.
said that, Mr. LeFay.
Look, I have a family to consider. I'm not about to go get my hands dirty when there's
This music's
plenty
getting
of
louder, I
legitimate
swear.
ways to handle the situation.
It's like you stop talking over the people and now music's got quiet again.
Take a look at this piece of fabric. Does it look familiar to you?
I've noticed
Sure,
the fan,
looks
my
like
ears
it
are
came from a
flapping.
jacket. In fact, yes, it's the same fabric as the jacket I'm wearing.
Would you mind if I took a look at your jacket?
Sure, not a problem. Here.
Don't mind the cut mark. I love the animation. So, are we missing a button? Kind of sus. Nothing we can click on.
No tears in mine, huh?
Not a one. You clearly take good care of your clothing.
I don't mean to discourage you, Mr. Fordham, but I've seen a lot of people with this style of
Even you, Mr. Fordham, you're wearing that jacket now.
I remember he was wearing it when he came in here.
I see. Thank you for the information, Mr. LeFay.
Let's go and find Malcolm then.
I shudder to think how many people's financial freedoms are locked away in that cabinet.
Nose is all
Must be
weird
soothing
today.
for LeFay to be able to look at this landscape while he sits at his desk. A crew escaping a shipwreck on a violent sea. Not the most comforting painting to look at while waiting for a loan. LeFay with a woman and a small girl. I wouldn't have taken him for a family man.
Yeah.
He actually has a degree in business from the University of New Britannia? What a waste.
New Britannia, Britannia rules the way. Just go back to residence.
Hey, Addie. Here I am.
It's always nice to see you walk through that door.
Right, see you later.
Addie?
What do you need, dear?
Hairdressing.
You weren't kidding about business picking up. You're averaging what, about 3 appointments per day?
More like 5. I told you, debutante ball season's busy.
Doesn't it get tiresome?
Not really. You'd be surprised at the sort of gossip I hear from my clients. I don't know what it is, but they just open up to me and tell me all kinds of personal things. You sure you don't want me to give you a trim?
I'm fine for now, dear. Thank you.
I want to look like a mob.
I can't believe the nerve of that narrow-minded old cow.
Who, Mrs. Delacroix? She's actually one of my nicest clients.
I don't know how you can tolerate her. If I were you, I'd strike her off my list.
If I did that for every one of my clients who thought the same as her, I'd be out of a job. That's just the way it is.
Maybe so, but it doesn't make it any less infuriating. I'd forgotten how good you are at écarté. You absolutely destroyed me the other night.
As I recall, you used to hold your own pretty well.
We should have another match soon. That way I can hone my skills.
Yes, we should.
No.
As long as you can concentrate,
I am the winner.
I'm sure you'll get as
No
good
one
as
else
you
is.
used to be.
It's me. Herself.
How are things going with you?
I'm a bit worried about some rumors I've been hearing.
Oh?
They're saying it won't be long before automated hairdressing devices are available to the public. Once that happens, it's going to be tough for me to keep getting jobs.
Automated hairdressing devices? How would those even work? Do they read your mind?
Doubtful. More than likely they'll have some kind of settings or just give everyone the same type of hairstyle.
I wouldn't worry too much, Addie. You're the best hairdresser in town. I doubt people will place their trust in some contraption over you.
You underestimate my clientele, Miles. They're mostly all rich socialites whose hobbies are buying the most expensive and modern things just to outdo their peers. They'll be sending their servants to line up for days before the things are released.
Perhaps, but they'll come running back to you once the machines stop working. You'll see.
I certainly hope so.
I'll let you get back to your book.
I don't know if you were in the chat before when I was saying about the Mario Maker, by the way.
Let her read him.
I read all of this before. I'm not going to read it all again. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you were in the chat. Yeah, it's on his way. So hopefully, maybe this week I'll play it.
I look forward to your
Maybe do
return.
like a stream this week. Yes, I'll be doing the Ross levels. You'll be in the chat laughing at me and my horrible mistakes. And I'll have the heart rate monitor on just to show how stressed I get. 'Cause that's how we do things.
Hello again, Mr. Fordham.
I've got 2 Point Hospital tomorrow. Then I was going to do it 2 days 2 Point Hospital. But if I get it before, if I get it to the game tomorrow, I might play it on Wednesday. If not, then I'll just play 2 Point Hospital for 2 days. Or Pokemon for 2 days. I don't know. I haven't worked out yet.
I have some questions for you, Mrs. Davis.
All right.
But I want to try and go to my original plan because I was originally going to do like three games a week, and now I'm doing 5 again. Because I end up I got more games from Keymailer, and it's like, oh, now I have to start these games, and I was like, oh, I want to start this game as well.
That's a lovely
and I've got like tons of games.
Who's it of?
That is my late husband, Jonathan.
I see.
Oh yeah,
My
I thought you were telling it to me. I was like,
Thank you,
okay.
dear. But
Yeah.
he had a good
For reference, downstairs, Mario Maker allows players to create their own levels. Ross, who was once part of the Game Grunts, making notoriously difficult and frustrating levels. From what I've been watching, actually, I've not really been watching. I've just been listening to Danny and Aaron play the levels because I didn't want to spoil myself too much. But from what I listened, at the start they're not that hard, but as he slowly learnt from like other level designs and stuff, like how to make levels and start doing his own, they get much harder halfway through. You'll notice basically on the world map that it gets progressively less people complete the levels, basically.
Who did you say that portrait was of?
But I will be playing it all.
Husband Jonathan.
I see.
Yeah.
My condolences.
That as well. When Sonic 06 eventually
He had a good long life.
eventually comes to the backwards compat, I will be playing that fully as well. Stressful as it probably be.
Who did you say that portrait was of?
That is my late husband, Jonathan.
I see. My condolences.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Why are you facepalming me on that? That's like, I said that from the very beginning when I first started streaming. I said I want to play Sonic 06 on stream one day. Because I'm determined to get fucking stressed that game. I want to complete that game just so I can say I've completed it.
I'll be going now, Mrs. Davis.
Just
May the spirits
I was saying
guide
last night when I was streaming last night. Play a terrible game. When I was streaming last night, I was saying like how it's a game not many people have completed, and I want to have a go at it. and like, hopefully when if Sega actually are teaming up with Microsoft or they're Microsoft buying Sega, hopefully we'll get a backwards compatibility thing or at least a port or something like that, or fixed port. But we'll see.
I'll let you know if I have any more.
So can I talk to her?
Sit tight, Mrs. Harris.
Let's go back through that rooms again.
Oh. Painting of...
No, done through that.
Let's see what we have here.
Oh, it didn't let me go through the dress up first. Oh.
A very poorly written letter addressed to Mr. Harris.
I don't suppose it's a letter of admiration.
I'm gonna play that game till I finish it,
the
though.
author seems quite
Maybe I'll
upset.
even 100% if it's possible. Here's your weekly reminder of how much I hate you. Because of you, my wife is dead. My wife was a wonderful woman, and okay. Apparently, I'm not allowed to click through that.
Nothing else.
Oh well, at least.
Oh really? Oh, it's so sensitive. I swear my mouse is so sensitive. No. Oh my god. Where is it? Oh yeah. My wife was a wonderful woman, and you have taken her from me. I hope you suffer as much as I have. Upper Devons. Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Oh, I get what you're quoting now. I thought you were like trying to quote me or something. I just realised you're quoting Game Grumps. Can we talk to him about the letter?
I have some questions for you, Mr. Harris.
Yes, of course.
Was it what are we doing today? Not fucking this. Sorry, swearing. Sorry.
I found this letter in your bedroom. What can you tell me about it?
You went through our things?
I'm a private investigator, Mr. Harris. It's part of my job.
Of all the
You mean Metal Gear
You're
Awesome,
upset,
which
I know,
Aaron also
but do you want
made?
me to find your son, or don't you?
Yes, of course I do. That letter was sent to me by mistake. It was written to my father. Well, if you can even call that writing.
No.
Have I ever mentioned how much I hate rich people? Because
The actual game.
I really hate.
Can I just say, right, I played Metal Gear Solid
Doesn't he own the
fully,
company building the new airship?
up to a point.
Yes, that's right.
About
He's
4
been
years
receiving
ago.
Many letters just like that one since the
And I've
disaster.
forgotten everything about it.
That Devons fellow in particular has sent one every week, along with
It's been a
bag of
while.
chicken bones and dust.
How peculiar.
Not only that, he leads a daily protest in front of the construction yard where the HMS Lenore is being built, trying to halt production.
Okay, thank you.
My God!
It just
How
sounded
did I
like
not
it.
see this before?
It just sounded like something off Game Grumps
He
as
has a
well.
grudge against this family because of what happened with the Lygia. I'd put money on him being involved with the kidnapping somehow.
I probably
as a
heard
form
it.
of
It's just
retaliation.
my brain's
Mr. Harris
because we were talking about
clearly
Game
hasn't
Grumps.
learned his
I
lesson
thought it was
about
associated to Game Grumping.
I'll just have to speak with Mr. Devons and see for myself. How goes the construction of the new airship?
There have been some complications, but nothing we can't handle.
Could you be a bit
Oh,
more
Metal Gear Solid
specific?
5.
Well, I already told you about the trouble with protesters at the
I've
yard,
not finished that.
and we're blocked pending Royal Maverick's review of the safety regulations for the prototype
I
diffuser engines.
I rushed for it
Agitators
to
and
get
red
quiet
tape
and then just
aside,
blasted myself through
we
the
should
game
still be on
because you
schedule
can
to have the Lenore finished and in the air by the end of the year.
you can
But
basically
really,
cheese
Mr.
it.
Fordham, what the deuce does this have to do with finding Charles?
What the deuce?
He has a point, you know.
Those are all the questions I had for now.
All right.
Yeah, I quiet. Once you acquire her in the game, you can just tell her to send everybody asleep, like use tranquilizer thing on everybody in a camp, meaning you don't have to really do anything. So I blasted through that game, not really listening to anything. So that's probably why I've not remembered it.
Well, someone certainly wasn't shy about making their opinion known.
And so we say to Harris and his cronies, no, we will not stand for this. Too many have died to allow this to continue. Steam tech must be stopped.
Yeah.
The time has come to reject steam machines. They take our jobs, They take our families. They take our lives.
The Ducker.
We won't stand for this injustice
Ducker.
any longer. Clyde Harris has no concern for the people who died aboard the Lygia.
Now that is an impressive piece of machinery.
Alright, let's go and talk to
Pardon
him.
me, are you Arthur Devons by any chance?
Yes. Who are you?
Miles Fordham, private investigator. Could I ask you a few questions?
Guess so. Yeah.
Oh, stretch. Threatening letter.
You recognize this letter, Mr. Devons?
How'd you get that? That wasn't meant for you.
I found it at the home of Mr. Malcolm Harris. He tells me you've been sending quite a few of these to his father.
Me and everyone else would had someone killed by that devil machine. I'm not the only one, you know.
Perhaps not, but he told me you were the most persistent.
Harris.
What have you got against the Harris family?
Family? Don't know nothing about the family. The only one I got a problem with is Clyde Harris, the one who owns this yard. He's just like all those other rich bastards with their heads in the clouds. The man don't care about the dead. He just wants to make as much money as he can. I'm just trying to make him realize how wrong he is.
I do these things because I can.
Mr. Harris told me you send a bag of chicken bones and dust along with your letters. Why is that?
Because it's funny.
Dust? Nah, that's not right. I've only sent letters.
Are you certain of that?
Yes, as sure as I'm standing here.
Right. And I'm the queen. I get the feeling this guy will crack if we figure out what the significance of his little gift is.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Kidnapping.
you know anything about the kidnapping of Charles Harris?
Charles Harris? Who's that?
Clyde Harris's grandson.
I didn't even know we had a grandson. I can't believe someone with a grandkid, a family, would want more flying death in the air. How many more people have to die before someone realizes that steam machines are evil? People will kill their own mams for a crown these days.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you out here protesting?
Because what Harris Construction is doing ain't right. I
Ain't
lost
right.
my wife in the Lygia crash, and I'm not the only one, neither. Hundreds of people were affected by that disaster, and now these bastards are making another.
Can you tell your
airship.
friends to shut the
It's like
fuck
a
up?
slap in the face to everyone
So
who
I can
died.
actually hear you.
I just can't understand it.
What do you hope to accomplish by protesting?
Simple. We want construction of the Lenore stopped, and a full investigation into the Lygia disaster. Not only that, we want compensation for our losses. Royal Maverick took care of all the families of those on board, but the families of the ones in the park didn't get a single copper. It just isn't fair. We aim to make things right. After that, it'll just be a matter of time before people realize that there's no future in steam tech, and they'll call the whole thing
Let's
off.
call the whole thing off.
Ah, the innocence of the downtrodden. I wish I could be as naive as them. It would have made my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Does this piece of fabric look familiar to you?
Looks like it came from some fancy jacket, the type you'd expect to see on the snobs in Leon. I could never afford clothes like that in a million years.
Wife.
You must have loved your wife very much.
Are you joking? I loved her more than there are stars in the sky. She was my whole world, Mr.
Not that
Fordham,
much, then.
the light of my life. It's been nothing but cold and dark since she was killed. You're married, aren't you, Mr. Fordham? I see a ring on your finger.
I am, yes.
I am not married.
Then take my advice. Appreciate every moment you have with her. You never know when she'll be ripped out of your life, leaving you with nothing.
You know, this fellow was actually pretty wise. Maybe we misjudged him.
Nah.
You seem very dedicated to your cause.
I'll take that as a compliment, Mr. Fordham.
There's quite a lot of people who are against steam tech, aren't there?
Yes, the movement is gaining ground and growing rapidly, I'm pleased to say.
I've heard stories about some more extreme members. Do you know anything about that?
You mean the Redites? Sure, I've heard of them. Even met a few. But if you think I'm telling you anything else beyond that, you're sorely mistaken.
Are you a member of the Redites, Mr. Devons?
No. I prefer more peaceful methods of making my voice heard. Now, if you don't mind, I think we should drop the subject.
Good day to you, Mr. Devons.
You too, Mr. Fordham.
Kind of sus.
Don't these people have jobs they need to go to?
I mean, isn't that what?
Elect Hart Leroy, the man of the people. I think that's preaching to the choir around here.
All right. Guess we're leaving this area then. I wonder if we can go to the coffee set. I'll see if he's got anything to say.
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm listening.
Tell me about
How's
yourself.
work going?
Hectic as usual. Crime in this city seems to be getting worse and worse every day.
I suppose that's the price of progress.
God help us if they ever actually discover that ethericity stuff then. Things between you and Adelaide getting any better?
I'm really not sure. They haven't gotten worse, but things haven't been the same between us since Bill died.
Well, you need to figure things out, or everything is just going to explode in your face one of these days.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Upton.
I'm
Weird
merely
Superman
speaking from
tough there.
experience. If I'd seen the warning signs of Harold sooner, it would have saved me quite the headache.
The rest of my hair's like really
At
short
least
there.
your marriage seems like it's still worth saving.
Superman tuft.
What's the other case you mentioned? The one you said was a higher priority.
Well, it seems we might have a mass murderer on our hands.
You don't say.
That's right. I didn't say because I shouldn't say. But so far, we've had 3 murders with a very similar MO in the past 2 months. Snelling is trying his hardest to keep it under wraps since the newspapers already caught wind of the first 2.
I don't
Make
envy the
get him a
department
haircut
there.
at some point.
I'm happy to stick with the missing persons and domestic disputes. Can
Your
we go
case.
over my current case?
Of course. What have you got?
I found this torn piece of fabric at the crime scene. It's got an emblem with some initials on it.
I recognize that emblem. It's from Solomon Stitching, a little tailor shop in Lyon. My ex-husband had several jackets from there.
We has a clue.
Sorry to dredge up old memories, but do you remember where they're located?
I believe it's on the corner of Bonneville Street and Surratt Avenue.
Fantastic. You're helpful as always, Upton.
Nanny's
I
testimony.
spoke with Henrietta Davis, the Harris family nanny.
A sensible place to start. What did she have to say?
She claims to have been unconscious when the kidnapping took place.
She must be an extremely heavy sleeper.
I don't believe so. The way she described it made it sound like she was drugged.
Interesting. Definitely worth looking into, I'd say.
That's enough about the case for now.
Okay.
That's it, I think.
Then you'd better get back to it.
To the clothes shop or the tailor shop. One of them.
Good day to you, sir. Welcome to Solomon Stitching. I'm Jonah Solomon. Please let me know if I can help you with anything.
Quite the selection.
I'd
But I
like
doubt
a
the typical
banana.
clientele of this place buys off the rack. Isaac Samuels, the prime minister who freed the slaves. They say even his enemies wept on the day he died. I sure hope I get to meet him someday. This guy has been in business forever. My grandmother had one like that. I think it was meant to be relaxing, but it always felt like my time was running out. Now that it has, well, it actually is relaxing. Go figure.
Mr. Solomon?
Yes, sir. How may I be of service? Oh, let me guess. You're looking to replace that old coat. It looks like it's got quite a few stories it could tell me.
You should listen to the man, Miles. He clearly knows what he's talking about.
Not today, I'm afraid. There's still a few more
I
stories
like my
I have
code.
to
Thank you
tell.
very much.
Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions.
Questions? Very well.
It makes me look
but
moody.
If they aren't about tailoring, I don't know how much help I'll be.
It's like he's got a Santa beard, like a ball sack.
This is a nice shop.
Tailor
you have.
shop.
I never even knew it existed.
Well, better late than never, I always say. Life has a funny way of always taking us where we need to go in the end.
True. Although I think it's easy to miss out on things from time to time.
Oh, of course, it's easy to overlook the details, but in the grand scheme of things, you'll end up where you need to be. And in this case, you ended up here. So, please, feel free to take a look around. Let me know if you find anything you like.
Okay.
I found this piece of torn fabric with your emblem on it. Can you tell me anything about it?
Yes. Brown, wool, houndstooth. Yeah, this is from one of the more popular jackets I sell.
And here I thought my ability to name ales within 5 seconds of tasting them was good. This fella has me beat.
Do you have any of them in stock currently?
Well, sure, I've got one on the display dummy over there.
Is there any way you can
He
tell
did
me
it.
who you've sold them to?
He's in
Ooh,
cahoots
I
with
don't
the
think
old
so.
lady.
I've sold at least 20 in the past month. As I said, it's a very popular style.
How did you get into this business, Mr. Solomon?
I was always good with a needle and thread. When I was a boy in Poland, I would help my mother with her sewing. Then, during the war with Russia, I fixed uniforms and stitched up wounds. Not long after that, I moved to Vespuccia, settled here in New Britannia. My first shop was in the Chum, but thankfully, I was very successful and was able to move to Lyon. I won't lie to you, this location is much, much nicer. It's refreshing to not have to step over drunken hobos when I open and close the shop.
Oh, but that's part of the charm of owning a business in the Chum.
Not much else to say beyond that. My business is my life.
You seem very dedicated to your craft.
That's right. You won't see any of that newfangled steam-powered nonsense in here. Everything is done by hand and with care. I use only the finest quality materials and stitch every thread myself. And that's the way it's gonna stay as long as I'm around. It's worked for 45 years. There's no reason to change as far as I'm concerned.
That's fair.
I'll be taking my leave of you now, Mr. Solomon.
Very good.
Get the fuck out of my shop.
Come to think of it, I have seen plenty of people wearing that design. No tears in this one, though. That cloth will be a garment soon. A vest, by the looks of it. Or maybe I'm completely wrong, and it's a treasure map.
Ooh, treasure. Alright, let's leave. Let's go back to Harris' residence. See if there's anything I can say.
Oh, Mr. Fordham. Oh, thank God you're back.
What's going on?
Our butler just brought this in. He found it stuck to the gate outside.
It's an arm. Harris family, we have your son. If you ever want to see again, you must stop building the new airship. We are not joking.
I have some questions.
Yes, of course.
What is your opinion of this ransom note?
It's obvious who sent it, Mr. Fordham. Why are you wasting your time here? Go arrest Mr. Devons!
I
Those are all
think
the
someone's.
questions I had for now.
I think
All right.
someone else has copied his handwriting, as bad as it is.
I have some questions for you if you're up to answering them, Mrs. Harris.
I'll try my best, Mr. Fordham.
Did you read the ransom note?
No, Malcolm wouldn't let me. He said I was already too upset.
That's all for now, Mrs. Harris.
Very well.
Aren't you going to let me read the ransom note? No. No, Mrs. Harris, no. It's too dangerous. Mr. LaFay, a word.
I've got some more questions, Mr. LaFay.
Go ahead, then.
Himself.
Tell me a bit about yourself and your business, Mr. LaFay.
What's to tell? I lend people money, they pay me back.
Surely it's not that simple.
Well, of course I charge interest. Otherwise, I'd never make a profit. I know people don't look upon the service I provide very favorably, but without my help, there would be a lot more unhappiness in the world.
How did you go about starting up this business?
I didn't. My former employer, Mr. Roth, left it to me when he passed.
That was rather good of him.
Yes, well, he didn't have any heirs, and he considered me to be the son he never had. He was fond of my family, too. I try and keep my work and home life as far away from each other as I can, though. There's a lot of things in this line of work that my wife and daughter are better off not knowing about.
I think that's all for now.
Like it. Must be more. Been there. Don't talk to old lady. Been to her in a while.
Hello again, Mr. Fordham.
Hello, murderer.
I have some questions for you, Mrs. Davis.
All right.
Thank you.
For your
Yeah, I don't want to talk about baby painting again.
The late Mr.
I'll be going now.
May the force be with you, Sonny.
Mr. Devons?
Yes?
This ransom note again.
Mr. Devons, can you tell me about this note?
Hello, Gordon.
I've never seen that before in my life.
Are you sure about that?
Absolutely. It's as I told you. I had nothing to do with that boy's kidnapping.
But
I didn't
the
even know he
writing.
existed until you told me. Remember?
Yeah, but
And that note conveniently
Yeah.
showed up right after you had that conversation. Let him stew in his own lies. His unique way of spelling is all the evidence we need to tie him to the note.
Very well, Mr. Devons. What I asked. Good day to you, Mr. Devons.
Hello, is it me looking for?
Mr. Fordham.
Lads!
Been there. Go and talk to the wife.
Honey, I'm home. You know, I've always wanted to say that.
Welcome home.
Let her read in peace for...
Really?
It's been so long since you used that desk. Did you even notice when Adelaide got rid of the chair? I'd love to see the look on Snelling's face if he ever found out you kept your old truncheon.
Enjoy your reading.
I wish
it'll be...
Yeah. Alright. What does our casebook say? I don't think it's Arthur Devon's gift. Investigate Solomon's stitching. Go back to Solomon's stitching, I guess.
Welcome back. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Why did you murder this man?
Quite the select.
Right.
Come to think of it.
There's nothing else I can...
Impressive collection of pattern books. I wish I'd known about this guy when I was alive. I'd have asked him to make me a suit for my funeral. Judging from the position and the lock, this is likely where Mr. Solomon keeps his money. I think we've gotten all we can. My grandmother had. Now that it has...
Right, it says... Investigating Solomon's stitching. Investigate. I think. Speak to Miss Davis, the doctor I've talked to. Finding evidence of Devon's gift. I mean... maybe if I go back to the cafe, but...
We haven't anything to discuss right now.
Exactly. Who the fuck am I supposed to talk to then?
A steam-powered bottle, or in the case of my if only the flower shop burglar was as easy to find as this clue was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the kidnapper left the child.
Wonder if we have to take that back to the tailor. Let's go and talk to the family first.
I have some questions for you, Mr.
A
Harris.
steam-powered giraffe.
Yes, of course.
I found this button in your son's crib. Does it look familiar at all?
No, not at all. Do you think the kidnapper might have left it behind?
It's a distinct possibility. Those are all the questions I had for now.
He said the thing. Okay. There is actually a widget I can get for my stream that has like a roll credit thing.
Answering them, Mrs. Harris.
I might just get one of them things where it rolls the credits really fast across the screen.
That's all for now, Mrs. Harris.
Very well.
Wait, no.
I have...
Okay.
I found this button in your son's crib.
It's my
Does it
button.
look familiar at all?
No, I don't recognize it. It looks like it came from some cheap coat. Is that what the ruffian who took my baby was wearing?
Maybe.
That's what I'm trying to determine. That's all for now, Mrs. Harris.
Very well.
Guess we're going back to the tailor place then.
Welcome back. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Whose is this button?
I've got some
Tell
more questions
me.
for you.
All right, I'll do my best to answer them.
Is there anything you can tell me about this button?
Looks like it's made of wood. Not very well crafted either. Definitely not from one of my products.
I'll be taking my leave of you now, Mr. Solomon.
Very good.
God damn it. That got us nowhere. Maybe back to the lending office. Alright, let's go and talk to him.
I don't think he's gonna...
No.
Mr. Devons?
Yes?
Button.
You recognize this button?
Can't say I do, but it looks handmade. I wonder how long it will be before the poor soul who crafted that button gets booted into the street, replaced with some steam-belching contraption.
It was you.
Mr. Devins.
You too, Mr. Fordham. Mark my words.
So I've got another item which I don't know who the fuck I'm supposed to do. This is a stretch, but maybe she'll know.
I have some questions for you, Mrs. Davis.
All right.
I found this button in the baby's crib. Do you recognize it?
Why, yes. That's one of Barney's
Hey.
eyes.
Barney.
Charlie's stuffed bear. It's his favorite toy, a gift from my friend Linda.
I didn't find a stuffed bear in the nursery.
Then whoever took the baby must have taken Barney as well. Oh, at least the poor thing has something to comfort him. Bless the spirits.
Linda.
Who is Linda?
Mrs. Linda Walker.
Linda McCartney.
She's a good friend of mine.
She makes
As I
sausages.
said, she gave me Barney.
Is it
as a
sausages
gift
she
for
makes?
Charlie.
Can you tell me anything else about her?
Oh, she's a lovely girl, very much in tune with her spiritual nature. I greatly enjoy my conversations with her.
When was the last time you saw her?
She has a leg up on the competition.
I don't remember. No, wait. It was at the last Spectre Society meeting on the 19th. That's right.
I saw vegetarian.
What is this?
I can't unsee that now.
It's a club for spiritualists
Uh.
and amateur investigators of the paranormal. We meet twice a month to socialize and discuss our findings.
I see.
It's a very, very posh vegetarian.
Expect
A
you to share
vegetarian.
my beliefs, Mr. Fordham.
Oh, I have a bit more experience than you'd think with regards to the spirit world.
You can say that again.
Where exactly do these meetings take place?
At a private residence in
The cold meeting. I mean, the
May I have
place.
the address?
It takes place
Why,
in this
yes,
place.
It's 325 Rue Jameau. Are you going to seek spiritual
Why does that
guidance to
sound like the
find
place
Charlie?
from Broken Sword? It's really
Perhaps.
weird.
You never know what might be worth looking into.
Hmm.
Do you have Linda Walker's address?
No, I don't. I never visited her home. I get the feeling she doesn't like having visitors or being home very much. She prefers to meet people elsewhere. I was the same way after my husband died. It was embarrassing for my friends to see me living so differently. But I feel it's
I was
not
partying all
just
night, and they didn't like that.
I think there are lots of bad memories associated with where she lives.
Hmm.
I try to stay away from places like that. They leave a mark on the soul, you know.
End
Thank you for
conversation.
your time, Mrs. Davis.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Right. Out of here. I'm out of here.
I'll be going now, Mrs. Davis.
May this
I need to continue that at some point, like the next one. So that would have been a good time to have my heart rate monitor. I really want to make that thing now. Like, whenever you say that, I just like press the button. It just rolls like really quickly. Just rolls the credits down. Like producer, executive producer. It's just my name on all of them. I'm gonna do that. I need to write that down. So banana and credits. Banana credits.
Yes? May I help you?
I was thinking like just having it go really quickly, just on the screen, like do. Or I could just do the like the end of the episode thing. Da, 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 da. Set up music. Maybe. I need to learn all this stuff though, because transitions. It means I have to get everything set up, everything plugged in. I got to find a USB-C cable actually for. Because the one I've got currently, it's one of the plug ones, Amazon plug ones. It doesn't have like it has USB-C one side, but then plug the other, and I don't have any space for it. But once I get that done, I will get my tablet set up for the transitions, and I'll use the thing that Mazone set it out. Just enjoying Spectre Society.
Society, right?
I'm interested in joining.
Ah, yes, it is. Welcome, darling. Our membership process is a bit different to most social
I
clubs.
recognise some of these
We
voice
require a
actors.
sponsor.
Sounds simple enough.
Well, you see, we ask that sponsors be people who have passed on into the spirit world. Once you name your sponsor, I will attempt communication beyond the
Turn a
ether.
second.
When they answer, you will be judged and considered for membership.
Wadget Eye Games, which does all these like modern point-and-click games, like these sort of styles, they seem to, a lot of the voice actors seem to be in a lot of these games. I recognise her because she's the main character of the Blackwell series. So that voice. That's pretty cool. We look for a sponsor. I've got a sponsor.
What are you looking for in a sponsor?
A willingness to communicate from beyond the ether, open-mindedness, a desire for truth. In other words, all the qualities of a member of the Spectre Society. Actually, we've had former members who have passed on act as sponsors before.
I've got a sponsor.
Excellent. What is the name of your sponsor, darling?
I'm thinking in transitions, right? The transition I'd have to do, I'd have to make up different scenes because I wouldn't be able to do it on just the sources, like enable it that way. I'm not sure how transitions work, to be honest, though.
Bill Legere is my sponsor.
Seriously, Fordham? I thought you knew better than that.
Bill Legere. Very well, I will attempt to communicate with him.
She can do this all day. It's not gonna work.
I'm sorry, but I'm having trouble communicating. Perhaps you can come back and try again later.
See? Told you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I guess the wife, maybe, be sponsor? Or the old lady. We'll see.
Hey, Addie. Here I am.
It's always nice to see you walk through that.
Addie?
What do you need, dear?
Perspective looks a bit weird when you go different.
Have you ever heard
down
of
the
a
bottom
group
there.
called the Spectre Society?
I think I had a client once who mentioned it. There's some kind of spiritualist group, right?
So it would seem.
I don't really know anything else about them, sorry.
I'll let you get back to your book.
Good. I hated when you bother me this much. Maybe Mrs. Davis.
I have some questions for you, Mrs. Davis.
All right.
No.
Thank
Maybe the chief.
Can we talk?
Go on, I'm listening.
Can we go over my current case?
Of course. What have you got?
I found this button at the crime scene. The child's nanny identified it as the eye of his stuffed bear.
Did you find the bear at the scene?
No, the kidnapper must have taken it as well.
Interesting.
Either the kidnapper is very compassionate, or it's someone who knew the child. Have you ever heard of the Spectre Society?
I think so. They're some sort of ghost hunting club, aren't they?
A spiritualist group, yes.
Don't tell me this case has taken a turn for the supernatural.
Yep.
Not exactly. It's just come up as a potential lead. I'm having some trouble getting in, though. They want me to name a sponsor who's dead.
Just when I thought I'd heard everything. Well, bluffing with some random name probably won't get you very far.
You're right. It would make more sense to try finding a name that would mean something to them. That's enough about the case for now.
Okay.
That's it.
Then.
Okay. Right. Guess we're going around. Oh, actually, it's a good point to save. Actually. Ghost. Ooh. Harris residence, maybe.
I'll let you know if I have any more questions, Mr. Harris. Sit tight, Mrs.
Okay, it's nothing there. Stretch, the Solomon stitching, maybe.
I think we've gotten all we can.
Nope.
He's busy. He's been.
No. Okay, so there's no. Or maybe I'm been to Lender yet.
I don't think.
Okay, so there's nobody else.
I wonder if Philip's steam-powered carriages will ever make those things go out of fashion.
There's a door knocker right there, mate.
Oh, hello again. How may I help you?
Hello, ma'am. My name's Miles Fordham, and I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Are you with the police?
No, I'm a private investigator.
I'm terribly sorry, darling, but I simply don't have the time right now. Perhaps if you come back next week, I'll be able to answer your questions then.
I'd like to name a new sponsor.
Yes, of course. Who is your new sponsor?
I'd like my sponsor to be Denby Cantrell.
Very good. I will attempt to contact the spirit. I'm sorry.
It's a different name for each one.
Yes.
I'd like my Alfred Banks.
Very good. I will attempt. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to do. Right. Nothing there. Can't go there yet. Talk to... can't do anything that. I don't know.
Do you suppose LeFay turns the heat up to put some pressure on his clients? That's the... I shudder to...
I don't know what to do. Just trying to think now. I don't want to look at a guide. I don't want to look at a guide. Been to there. There's nothing there. There's nothing here. So
Look at that. Of course, that... My friend Bear's pick...
oh my god, I hate this so much. I was gonna say sorry. No, yeah. Yeah.
Nothing else.
Oh, well. At least we got to play a rousing game of Search the Rich People's Dresser.
There's a handwritten note among the clothes.
There wasn't before. Fuck's sake. Miriam, baby, I have to see you tonight. It's been far too long. I'm just going to double click on everything because that seems to be... it's not going to be...
Yeah, it seems like the...
Like...
Empty suit.
I swear to God, I've clicked on his stuff before. It didn't come up. Of course.
How about that?
It matches the piece of torn fabric perfectly.
So, this means...
It could mean many things. The only thing that's certain is that a piece of this jacket ended up on the floor of the nursery.
Who'd have
Seems like
thunk
something
it?
worth asking Mr. Harris about. Mr. Harris.
Knew it was Mr. Harris, even though I said it was the wife.
I have some questions.
I'll try.
I found this note in your bedroom. What can you tell me about it?
I've never seen that note before in my life.
Sure.
Are you absolutely sure?
Mr. Fordham, you mentioned you valued discretion. I ask you to please exercise some now.
Nah.
Would it be possible to speak about this in private? In another room, perhaps?
Out of the question, Mr. Fordham. I shall not leave this sitting room in the company of another man if my husband is not present.
Yes, I understand. Let's put the subject on hold for now.
What a life these rich people lead. All the money in the world and they're trapped like rats.
That's all for now, Mrs. Harris.
Very well.
I have some questions for you, Mr. Harris.
Yes, of course.
Mr. Harris, do you recall the
I found that you are the killer, mate.
Yes,
I mean,
what about
the
it?
kidnapper.
As it turns out, one of the jackets in your wardrobe has a tear exactly the same size and shape as this one. Would you care to tell me how that happened?
That can't be.
I'm afraid it is. So explain it.
I have no explanation. The truth is, I haven't worn that jacket in weeks. I've no idea how it was torn.
Sure.
Are you suggesting someone else took your jacket and wore it when the child was taken?
Then put it back in the room.
No. Perhaps someone is trying to make it look as though I... But that's absurd. Why would I kidnap my own son?
Why indeed, Mr. Harris.
You really think he kidnapped his own son, Miles? Seems more likely he was set up. But he also doesn't strike me as a terribly good parent. Maybe it would serve him right to be blamed for
He
this.
did it.
We've done our part. The police can handle
Blame it
the
on
search
someone
for the
else.
missing baby.
And you've sold the baby.
Those are all the questions I had for now.
All right.
Sold the baby.
Sit tight, Mrs.
All right. Go back to the coffee house, I guess. I can say, sorry, I've got nothing else to.
Go on, I'm listening.
No more information for you. No. Don't
That's
rock
it.
case up. Stitching, maybe.
I think we've gotten...
Oh. I don't know who to go about the ghost thing.
I've managed to survive the wild streets of New Britannia.
It's always nice to see you walk through that door.
I always liked that painting. It's impossible to see that kind of scenery here in the city.
Oh, okay. I know. It keeps getting warm. I have to keep turning my fan on. It gets cold again.
Hello again, Miss.
I'll turn it back off. Right, we need to talk to her
I have some questions.
All right.
about the portrait.
Who did you say that portrait was of?
That is my late husband, Jonathan. He used to attend meetings of the Spectre Society.
There we go.
with me, bless him. I tried to get him to be more in tune with the other side, but I think he was just humoring me. He was a good man. Everyone at the society cared for him very much.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Davis.
Here we go.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Right, map. Spectre.
Oh. Well then.
Right, I want to save just in case.
Oh.
I'd like to name a new sponsor.
Yes, of course. Who is your new sponsor?
Jonathan Davis.
Davis is my sponsor.
You knew Jonathan? He was such a kind man. Yes, I can feel his presence.
Sure you
It
can.
Speaks positively of you. Please come in, Mr. Fordham. I am Angela Maxwell, the founder of the Spectre Society. Welcome.
That is eerily
May I
similar
offer
to
you
the
some
name of the character in the other
refreshments?
film.
Some
The
water or tea,
game.
perhaps?
You're very kind, but I'm afraid I must decline right now.
Well, please let me know if you change your mind.
Would you look at this place? It's like a candy store for psychics. Those are some creepy twin girls. I could see a passing resemblance to Miss Maxwell, actually.
Give us a sign.
I think I've seen one of these before. What does it do?
It's a spirit board. We use it to contact spirits,
Give
and
us
they
a
in turn
sign.
spell out a message with the letters on the board.
Well, I've got a message from Miss Maxwell if she ever tries to use a spirit board around me. Ooh, spooky. That ghost between the two people almost managed to look convincing.
What a fascinating device. Exactly what does it do?
That is an etherometer. It's designed to pick up vibrations from the ether and translate messages from the spirits.
Right then.
It's nice of Miss Maxwell to let people borrow her books, even if they are all just a bunch of nonsense.
Remember to
You're
free to
coming
borrow
from me.
books so long as you
That's
check
really
with me
saying
first.
something.
Jesus. She's talking about astral projection. Metamorphosis from Greek idea. Transmigration of the soul from time death, that is state. Reincarnation of the soul in another human or animal. Okay. Jesus, a lot of... okay. So it might be voodoo. I remember seeing a thing in like a scary like UFO and horror thing book years ago. Like someone actually, you just see that like the arm like of like someone who spontaneously combusted. It just sort of just burnt up. It's horrible.
The plaque says Leonora Pattinson, seer. She looks like someone I would not want to fool around with.
Always creeps me out. That
I never much cared for all that mystic stuff. Why should your life be dictated by a bunch of cards?
Alright, let's save again. Ghost. Ooh.
Could I ask you about some things, Miss Maxwell?
Certainly, darling.
It's goo. Gosh, she looks tired.
What can you tell me about the Spectre Society?
Where to begin? I formed this club 2 years ago, right after I moved to New Britannia. During our meetings, we discuss our experiences with paranormal phenomena and organize investigations.
What sort of investigations?
We look into places all around the city which have been reported as haunted. New Britannia is teeming with the spirits of those killed during the French and British takeovers of the city. Not only that, but there is a prevalence of mystic religious practices here in Gascon, brought over by immigrants from the Antilles.
Fascinating.
There are plenty of books on the subject over there in the bookcase, if you're interested in learning more.
I have already looked.
Do you know anything about the kidnapping of Charles Harris?
I'm afraid I haven't heard anything about any kidnappings, darling. If you wish, I can commune with the spirits and see if I can help locate your missing person.
That won't be necessary, Miss Maxwell, though I appreciate the offer.
Herself.
What made you decide to start up this club?
I began communing with the spirits at a very early age. My twin sister, Rachel, died after falling into an icy pond when we were 8 years old.
Oh dear.
I'm very sorry, Miss Maxwell.
Oh, I appreciate your sympathy, darling, but don't feel too bad. Rachel began speaking to me shortly after that. She has served as my spirit guide ever since.
Spirit guide? You mean you still speak with her?
Oh, yes. Every day. In fact, I was just speaking with her before you arrived. As I grew older, I realized there were others in the world who were also able to communicate with spirits, and those who had an interest in what lies beyond the ether. And so, once I moved to New Britannia, I decided to start up this club so we could gather and share our experiences.
Do you suppose she can hear what I'm saying? Hey,
Yes, I
Angela,
can.
Try a bit less eyeshadow, would you? You look like a purple raccoon. Nothing. Clearly a fraud. Ah, well.
Tell your friend to stop talking about my eyes.
I spoke with Henrietta Davis, and she mentioned one of your other members, Linda Walker. Can you tell me anything about her?
Ah, Linda. Poor dear. Of all our members, she is the one I feel for the most.
I don't think he's a ghost
She's had
as
a
much as
tragic
it's like
life, but I believe the Spectre Society
was
has
like
helped her greatly. Not only has she
like
made a
stricken
good
with
friend
grief
of
so
Henrietta,
much that
she's also dealt with her grief in a positive way. She has devoured my
I'll tell
collection
you in a
of
second.
books, educated herself on many subjects. I would say she's become an expert on clairvoyance and metempsychosis. It's always nice to know that the club can help those who have suffered.
Do you see her often?
Yes, she comes by about once or twice a week.
So I think like it is not so much he's a ghost. He's basically from so much grief that Forden's had. He's him builds basically his conscience now. But he thinks he's a ghost. That's what I think it is.
What can you tell me about Linda and Henrietta's friendship?
It's so lovely to see them together at the meetings. They're practically inseparable. It's quite sweet. They often leave messages for each other in the guest book. When Linda found out that Henrietta was taking care of an infant, she even gave her a toy bear for the child. I remember Linda lighting up with excitement when she asked about him. She really loves children. It's such a terrible shame about... But please, let's discuss something more
about
pleasant,
what?
shall we, darling?
How do you know?
I'm sorry, what was it you said? Madam Psy, what?
Metempsychosis, darling. It's a philosophical term which comes from ancient Greece. It refers to the transmigration of the soul after death.
Is that anything like reincarnation?
Essentially, yes. There's a book on the subject over in the bookcase, which can tell you far more than I possibly could.
Tell me about your
What's this
past.
tragic story about Linda you mentioned?
Oh, dear.
Oh, Linda's past, sorry.
I probably shouldn't say.
Yeah, tell me
Miss Maxwell, I'm going to be frank. I'm investigating a kidnapping, and Mrs. Walker is a person of interest. I need to know as much about her as possible to help me solve this case. Do I make myself clear?
Well, if it will help, Linda was married to a man named Thomas. Together, they had a son named Alexander. Thomas revealed himself to be a terribly cruel man. When he gave himself over to the drink, he would fly into rages and beat both Linda and the boy. One day, she came home to find both her son and husband dead.
My God, what happened?
The police ruled it a murder-suicide.
Alexander
Poison,
Hamilton.
apparently. Linda has been trying to make contact with Alexander's spirit for the past year or so, but has had no luck. It really is a terrible tragedy.
Do you know Linda Walker's address?
I'm afraid not, darling. Linda has always been somewhat private, and that's not something I consider to be crucial information.
Do you know any way I can find her?
You could always come back for our next meeting. It will be the first Thursday of next month.
By then, we'll have completely lost track of Charles. There has to be another way of finding Linda.
Talking spirits.
I was wondering,
Yes?
when you communicate with the spirits, are you able to stop?
If I wish them to leave me, yes. I bid them farewell, and they usually depart back into the ether.
What about the more persistent ones?
You do remember I'm right here, don't you?
Well, just between you and me. Those spirits are best dealt with by having the other kind of spirits. Quiets them right down.
I prefer soporific myself.
Oh? You hear the voices of the spirits as well, Mr. Fordham.
Yes.
But of course, now the reason for your visit to the Spectre Society is obvious. Do you see? All our paths eventually become clear. I'm glad yours has brought you here.
Oh, wonderful. Now she started rhyming. Don't get any funny ideas about telling her about me. She may be a lunatic, but there's no
fuck it,
reason
why
to
not?
expose yourself as one too.
I'm going to tell about Bill, because
I
fuck
don't
it.
hear the voices of all spirits, just one.
Miles, what are you doing?
You have a spirit guide. Please, tell me more, darling.
I wouldn't call him a spirit guide so much as a spirit nag.
This is a very, very
It's
bad
not.
idea.
Do you know who this spirit is?
Yes, it's my former detective partner, Bill. I shot
Is he
him
gonna
on
go,
our last
is
case.
this even going to go really bad, or...
Shot him?
He was on a roof being held at knife point by a burglar. They were too close. I took the shot, but missed, and hit my partner instead.
Oh my, you poor darling. Is he angry with you?
Well, he is now. He doesn't think it's a good idea to tell others about him. But normally, he's the same as he was in life. He just wants me to find the man responsible for his death. I've told him I'm really the one responsible, but he insists it's the burglar.
I see. This is quite the unfortunate situation. My advice to you is this. Spirits often know best. You do well to listen to him about keeping his presence to yourself. Not everyone is as open-minded as we members of the Spectre Society.
Maybe I misjudged her.
Exactly.
I know. It's been hardest keeping this from my wife, but I can't drive her away. She's all I've really got left.
Your story has touched me, Mr. Fordham. I will do everything I can to help you and your spirit guide find peace. If I find anything out which might help you, I will contact you personally.
Nice.
Thank you, Miss Maxwell.
Be honest to someone, and you get
Well, that could
get
have turned
help.
out much worse. I'm warning you, Miles. Tell anyone else about me, and I won't be so forgiving.
Thank you for the information. It was very enlightening.
It was my pleasure, darling.
Yeah. I think I'm going to call it there. I think we've done a pretty good amount of time today. Let's do get help. I made quite a bit of progress there today. We're not doing get help. Oh, get help. Yeah. As I'm going to call it there for today, about 2.5 hours is pretty good. I'll be streaming again tomorrow at 7. Female Hospital, 2 Point Hospital. Check out Fritz. Fritz's one. Hold on. Oh my god, it won't let me bloody do it. There we go. Go check her out. She's streaming at 7 GMT. She'll be playing Deep Rock Galactic, I think it is. So go give it a watch. Go give it a follow. So yeah, I shall catch you all tomorrow. Toodle pip. Yes, Deep Rock Galactic. Alright, catch you later, guys. Bye bye.